Welcome back, everybody. This is Tuesday night. Of course, you know Patrick Morrison here in the booth with Simtrax Broadcasting. Here we are for the Gambler Motorsports Topside Tuesdays here tonight. We got a full list on our plate tonight. Definitely starting out with the non-winged 360s at none other than Eldora Speedway. Something to keep in mind out there for those of you who don't know. Eldora Speedway is actually owned by Tony Stewart. I thought that was pretty cool. It was also constructed back in 1954 by Earl Bates and held the World 100 race, known as the birth of dirt late model racing. Since Tony Stewart has bought it, he actually hosted the first Truck Series race that has been running here since the early 1990s. So that's pretty cool to see out there. We're glad you guys are here and joining us. Let's get straight to it, what we got going on here for tonight. As we are rolling into qualifying sessions here. This will be brought to you by Tim Chapman Racing for our pre-race show here. Let's take a little look. Everything's going to look a little funny here tonight. Kind of still working out some of these kinks. Have no fear. We'll be able to get those squared away for you in no time. I'm sure of it. But we're going to go ahead and look here at Eldora where we're going to start. Then we're going to be in the 410 sprint cars at I-55 for another 30 laps there. And the NASCAR Trucks Series at Richmond starting at 8:45, 50 laps there. Looking good on the track at 77 degrees temperature. Air temperature is 83, but 56 being that humidity. So that's going to be kind of a toss-up for these guys to see what they've got coming up for us. To line that up for sure. Let's go ahead and see what we got here qualifying, what these guys have got for us. And how well they are doing so far on their times. And like I said, everything is going to look a little funny here tonight. But regardless, it's all going to look good. The qualifying session here brought to you by ABR Setup Shop. And more than 7 years of iRacing experience, a 3-time iRacing World Outlaw Sprint Car Series World Champion, Alex Bergeron, is your coach and your setup builder for iRacing. The goal is to make you the fastest on the track without any exceptions. Don't look any further than ABR Setup Shop. They offer weekly official race setups, custom race setup requests for your specific racing, and most importantly, one-on-one coaching sessions. Here we go. So far, right now, Aiden Young leading the charge here so far up in the front. Let's see if we can see anybody else. If anybody else is getting good spin out there. Looks like Joseph Grandy's still putting down some pretty decent times here so far. Right now, I'm showing 14 people on the roster here so far to start out the wingless. Looking good so far. It looks like Brennan Lacey. And the 414 has gone ahead and taken the pole. With a fast 15:52. Right, now I think we got probably about a minute or so left of qualifying here. And then we'll be right to it, getting it done. I'll make sure we look back at the midget race that we had last week on Topside Tuesday. Patrick Spangler won that one. Jack Hitt came in second. Jeffrey Barker in third. So those guys definitely put some fast times down for that weekday. But, you know, we'll have to see where they end up here tonight. I don't see Patrick Spangler doing so well right now. He's sitting back there in the 8th position. So we'll have to see kind of how he comes back from that. And give us another run. So we are starting to round this out and get right to the end of qualifying here. All right, let's go ahead and get right on to our next heats here. This is going to be a blast. Thank you once again for joining us here tonight. Heat 1. That is going to be brought to you by Langton Mechanical. You guys know it. I know it. So let's get it going. Like the mechanical. Couple of hiccups here in the road, but we can get it figured out here. Let's go ahead right to it. These guys are rolling off pit road here. Kind of have a little bit of a stumble start here. I'll be starting with our guys here in the front. Joseph Grandy will be starting out with Steven Spees next to him. Jack Hitt in third. Brendan Lacey in fourth. Bob DeGood will be 5th. Donovan Ross will be 6th. Bruce Hilton starting back there in the 7th position. Hopefully we'll see Devo actually back here. I'm curious to see how he's starting so far in the back. Whether he's going to be able to kind of capitalize on this and get his way up toward the front, or if he's going to kind of sandbag it like some guys do. They kind of sit back just a little bit and try to give it a good run there toward the end. But we shall see. Yeah, definitely good moves by these guys up front. I'm definitely excited to see what Joseph Grandy can do. I know he's trying to battle his way up, especially where he is in the points so far. But we'll see where he ends up here in just a little bit. All right, now Joseph Grandy is sitting 6th in points. So Spees on the outside, Grandy up front. Here we go. Green flag is out, and away they go. So you'll notice these guys are kind of like the midgets, but man, they just seem to hold a lot more traction down onto the track, especially with the wide tire. I'm sure they're enjoying that. Grandy right now pulling away out front, trying to hold that low line. Him and Terry Landis seem to kind of do the same thing, but Joseph Grandy seeing if he can stay held out this week from Steven Spees. Spees right now super fast here on the track. Looks like Spees is trying his hand. Ooh, little bump right there. Looks like it gets right into Grandy. Now we got a 3-wide condition. And holy cow, I believe Brendan Lacey just launched that car. And that is going to do it for him during this heat here. That is not a good one there. So let's rotate back up here to Steven Spees. Lacey will be out of this heat. So he's going to have to start in the back of the pack come the feature. There should only be about 2 heats here, I believe, as we get going underway here. Grandy still pulling away, Spees in tow, but watch out for Jack Hitt down here toward the bottom. Jack Hitt right now 3rd in points, trying to see if he can get a little more than that here. This feature that we're hosting here tonight for the Wingless Warrior division. But Steven Spees starting to put the work on him here. Oh, man. Here it comes. White flag's out. Steven Spees only has about 4 turns to get it done. There's 2 down. Spees still taking a peek. Spees dropped off. Now it looks like Jack Hitt's firing up the outside. Joseph Grandy got him. Oh, man. And the shot right up the center. 35 thousandths of a second. Looks like Grandy edges it out. Jack Hitt 2nd. Spees 3rd. Bob DeGood 4th. Devo ends up in the 5th position. Let's go ahead and get our next guys for the next grid here. What we should be seeing. That's going to line us up. Patrick Spangler out there. Steve Goldner will be 2nd. Brandon Templeton 3rd. Not good drivers out here so far. Aiden Young will be 4th. Randy Shreve starting in 5th position. Back there toward the back with Jeff Barker. I believe he was a couple weeks ago. He won driver of the week with Jamie McCarron. I do not believe Jamie is gridding up this race. I think he did that thing to me last week. All right, let's get right to it. Where are our guys out here? Brandon Templeton, he's going to be super fast. So far, Patrick Spangler really putting a hurt on this points right now. Patrick Spangler has already has 2 wins along with Steven Spees, and Grandy has 1. You know, are we going to see these guys kind of line up for a new race winner? Is Patrick Spangler going to take away another win here so far tonight? From what we're seeing, Patrick Spangler at 351 in the points. Bob DeGood is right behind him in 2nd with 333. So Bob DeGood's got some room to make up there for definitely trying to catch up. Behind him, only by about 5 or 6 points beyond that, will be Jack Hitt. So a lot of these guys, you see, now's their time. They've got to turn it around. They've got to get it going. And especially starting Heat 2, these guys need to make it happen. As we get going here, these guys are getting lined up. Green flag should be out, and Steve Goldner, he's going to give it a shot. Patrick Spangler knows what he's got to do. See if he can slide right up in front of him here. Gets up into the top. See if he can keep him held down there. Now Steve Goldner holding the low line. Aiden Young catches a little bit of the wall there in the 69 machine, but he'll have a good shot to get back up there. So Patrick Spangler now has met his match with Steven Goldner right now in the 30 machine. 30 and the 39, Goldner, Spangler, 1 and 2. These guys battling it here during the heat. This is going to figure out where they start come the feature. Should be for that outside lane. Goldner still now started to put a clinic on here. Already got about a 1/4 of a second off his front nose. Patrick Spangler, you know, we've seen him wheel these cars around. He really enjoys the 410s. But, man, I talked to him last week about the midgets and these wingless. He said definitely something to keep in mind. He misses the wing that's on top. He really likes when he's got a lot more of that downforce to help him sling into these turns. But you can see how close he's getting to the wall here. These guys are making good battle here so far. Aiden Young and Brandon Templeton back 3 and 4. Those guys are spread apart a good bit by about half a second from each other. Right now, the closest guys here are the ones we're seeing in our screen of Goldner and Spangler. These guys are definitely trying to give each other a run for their money here. See if we can get a better, you know, if one can kind of battle out, get a better angle with the other. Patrick Spangler tries to kind of tail whip it there. See if he can get a better angle here on Goldner, and he does. Triangulates the turn, and inside he goes. So now, oh man, look at him straighten the turn. Oh, Patrick Spangler may have broken the car. Yeah, that is going to do it for him. I think that definitely locked up on him. Wow. That was the end of that one. That was the end of that one, man. Definitely didn't want to see that. All right, let's go ahead and sling it right to our warm-up here. Brought to you by Flatline Racing Bodies. And Flatline Racing Bodies is quality racing bodies produced by former NASCAR Regional Short Track Champion Dan Chapman in the iRacing hotbed of Clarence, Iowa. Awesome job by these guys. Appreciate them coming out here and sponsoring this league here, especially for the warm-up that you guys are seeing here. We'll kind of just see kind of these guys putt around here just a little bit, kind of see how they feel. You know, kind of what happens. To me, kind of a warm-up. It matters and it kind of doesn't at the same time. You know, with you know, what they want to do, how they want to, you know, handle themselves, and how they want to try to break the track down, if at all. I know we're starting about 10% in, but you definitely see how it's starting to kind of form two grooves here down toward the top and the bottom. Right now, it doesn't seem to be causing too much of an issue here. Not too shabby by some of these drivers out here. Let me see if I can go ahead and get you guys a good time up there, kind of what everybody's pulling out there so far. Right now, Brendan Lacey still fastest on the track. Now might be a good time to go ahead and let's discuss our driver of the week, brought to you by C2C Speed Shop. This is where the iRacing meets real racing. There's much to see, so check out all the neat apparel and gifts from the Coast2Coast Racing League and their partners. So go to c2crl.com. And driver of the week was Bruce Hilton, captioned driver of the week for week 5 of the Coast2Coast Racing League 2022 fall season. He started 17th in last week's Rebels race and drove all the way up to P7, passing 10 cars. Not too shabby, especially in the Rebels race. That is definitely hard to do. Honorable mention out there to Brian Lawson. He started P19 in the small block race and finished 9th. Jack Hitt, also in the Renegades. We saw him out here before. Let's see if we can find him, how he's doing right now. Jack Hitt started in P23 and finished 13th. So a lot of guys just passing 10 cars there for week 5. So I guess it was kind of a duel there toward the end between Bruce Hilton, Brian Lawson, and Jack Hitt. A lot of guys being able to make sufficient change-ups there. But that is going to do it for our warm-up. That's going to go ahead and send us straight to the end of the warm-up. Right, give these guys a few seconds here, and they'll be ready to go here for the grid. These guys are getting pretty excited. The key is just kind of keeping your cool here right before you get ready to launch. All right, let's get right to it. We got a couple of these guys out here on the track so far, looking good. Joseph Grandy's going to start us out. Steve Goldner in second. Second row will be Jack Hitt, Patrick Spangler, Steven Spees, and Aiden Young in row 3. Row 4 is Bob DeGood, Brandon Templeton, Donovan Ross, Devo out there in the 9th place with Randy Shreves on the outside of him. Watch out for these two guys. Randy Shreves is going to be on a tear to fight his way toward the front. Bruce Hilton starting 11th. Jeff Barker back there in the 12th position. We'll have to see if he can fight his way up toward the front now. Kind of starting kind of in a hole here. Let's go ahead and rotate to the last of our guys. Brendan Lacey, we saw him hit that wall. So that is going to start him from the back. And something to keep in mind, everybody, is Brendan Lacey here. Super fast. The fastest one on the track, fastest in qualifying, back of the pack. So we'll have to see how that 414 turns out, if he can fight his way back toward the front in this one. These guys are definitely looking to put on a good show here. Yeah, Joseph Grandy finally getting able to lead up front here. But, man, he's got Stephen Goldner, and you saw that battle in the first heat. What we have to expect from these two guys up front. This is going to be a heck of a shot here. Right now, that green flag should be out, so Joseph Grandy has got that low line. Not quite as preferred as most of them here, as they get going around here so far. Joseph Grandy right now has obtained the lead, and now what he's got to do is hold on to it. Watch out for Patrick Spangler here. Patrick Spangler getting bent up. Oh, look out! And that is going to bring out our first caution. Yeah, definitely had a couple pile-ups here. Let's see if we can take a quick look back at what happened. Oof. Yeah, everybody's got a pretty good amount of damage on that one. Let's see if we can roll back to another angle here with Bob DeGood. Man, bummer. Well, such is racing. So that is definitely going to mix up our field here. Grandy, Goldner, Hitz, Spangler, and Spies right now 1 through 5. Aiden Young dials back to the 6th position. Brandon Templeton 7th. Devo gets up in the 8th. Randy Shreves moved up a position in the 9th. Hilton moved up a position along with Jeff Barker. Lacey moved up 1. Bob DeGood seemed to take the most damage here. Actually, he may be out of it. I'm not sure if Bob DeGood kind of bent it here. Showing him right now sitting in pits. So hopefully we'll be able to see Bob DeGood return back out here, but I believe he is going to be a few laps down. So far as showing him as 3. 3 laps down, but caution laps do not count. So he should not be any laps down once this thing goes under green flag. And give him a shot here to kind of get this one underway. These guys are double stacked already, getting lined up. Joseph Grandy going under the old rules. If pace car 4 tires are off, I'm on the loud pedal. And Jack Hitt is around, and we're back under caution. That didn't take long. First turn right there, and you kind of see these guys getting banged up. I think Spies is on his roof. Kind of asking a little help from one of his teammates here to kind of flip him back over. Looks like Patrick Spangler is going to try. Yeah, and that's going to do it for Spies here tonight, man. You hate to see it happen. That just kind of unfold itself here. Let's take a look here back. Kind of what happens. Not sure, let's see what happened to Spies. Alright. Definitely a tumble out there. Some of these guys are trying to get back underway here. See if I can try one more time, see if I can get us a better angle of what happened. Interesting. Alright, that'll bring us back live. And these guys, some of these guys, you see Steven Spies, it shows him up there on the top. But he is going to be out of the race at this point. Joseph Grandy, Goldner, and Templeton right now 1, 2, and 3. Devo has fought his way up. Away we go, back under green flag. We're we're going to kind of mix this all up here in just a little bit. See if we can get this the daggone thing to square itself away. Now, a few drivers, I guarantee, are hoping they can hold off. Right now, Grandy's starting to pull away here at Eldora. Definitely making easy work of this track right now. As long as he can keep some green flag laps, Grandy's looking to be pulling away. Already got almost over half a second here. Away it goes. Stella out there in the chat. Yes, I know it won't go back for me. I'm definitely fighting it something fierce tonight. I know we had a little stumble with it last week, but definitely with these new layouts and everything's a little trickier. But have no fear, we'll be able to go ahead and get this one underway. Underway right now is Brandon Templeton actually trying to see if he can slide underneath Steven Goldner here for that second position. If we want to see if anybody else has got anything for him, Patrick Spangler been winning a lot lately. He's all the way back there in 12th. Definitely falling back a lot. Definitely some of these other drivers back here. Let's see how Randy Shreves is doing. Shreves is up another position. Brendan Lacey, we saw after that one heat. Remember, he's the fastest out there. Right now, up 7 positions, passing Jack Hitt. And away he goes right now into 6th. Already peaking already at that 5th position. See if he can pass Jeff Barker here in the 5:13, and he does. Right now, Brendan Lacey is on a tear. If you got the kind of the chips in on the game on this one, who's going to take this one away? Seeing that we haven't made it a third of the way through the race so far, right now, Brendan Lacey, super fast right here on the track. See if we can take a peek here at his times right now. Yeah, big time speed out of his car right now, making it happen here. Good work by him. Yeah, Lacey going for driver of the week. If I'm not mistaken, he should have been driver of the week a few times now. Let's go ahead and rotate back up here to Joseph Grandy. See how he's doing up here on the track. So far, so good. He's only he's almost broken away by about a second here, but man, Brandon Templeton, after he passed Steven Goldner here, he's starting to kind of reel him in. I definitely want to see if that 31 machine's got anything for him. Brandon Templeton kind of flipping the script, up 6 positions right now. Brendan Lacey now into the 4th. Picking up big time speed right now, just set the track speed of a 16:22. Right now, Brendan Lacey on a tear right now, really making it happen. Wow. Definitely want to go ahead. Let's take a look here at our best times here so far on the track. What you see is what's going on. Brendan Lacey, I mean, just so fast right now. We'll have to see if he can, if he's going to run down Goldner, and he is. Boy, he's got him right in his sights. Oh, man, what is Lacey going to do? Does he get battling around the track here? Oh, man. And that might have been the opening he needed. Brendan Lacey in the 3rd, slides around. Around he goes, so now he's taking on Brandon Templeton here. Wow. Wow, up 11 positions now in the 2nd. Brendan Lacey right now on a tear. We just broke over the halfway point of this race, and look at the different line Brendan Lacey's taken. Definitely a high side driver, as we can tell. Grandy just losing a lot of speed down there toward the bottom. I don't know if we're going to have anything as the battle is starting to heat up. He has now got him in within less than a second here, and I believe Grandy is kind of going to see his lead come to an end, as Brendan Lacey is now taking the lead away from Grandy. Just so much turn exit speed at this point. Brendan Lacey, wow, in the 4:14. If you would have called it, I would have said I'm not sure, but he is here and he is dominating at this point. As we come up on lap 19, crossing the line, away they go. Brendan Lacey now is taking the lead and just, I mean, putting on a clinic here at Eldora. If he stays here for the 410s, man, he's going to have really put the work on Patrick Spangler here. Definitely something to see. This kid is doing the works right now. Right now, Brendan Lacey has only competed in one race here so far, and at least had a top 5 in that race he had. And right now, from what he's doing, putting almost 2 seconds on Joseph Grandy. He's going to be bringing home a win here tonight, which will sling him up the, pretty well up the points lead, but not, not enough. You know what I mean? He hasn't participated enough here in the Wingless Warriors, and when you were doing this well, why not show up? I mean, this is impressive. I mean, we're almost to a 2.5 second lead. I mean, he's picking up almost 2 tenths to, if not 3 tenths per turn. How in the world is he doing this? He is just so fast. Battle back here. Let's go ahead and rotate back here to now second place. Looks like Brandon Templeton has capitalized. Joseph Grandy has now fallen back to third. Speeds is out of the race. Donovan Ross out of the race. Oh, Brandon Templeton caught the wall there. So now we got a little bit of issues going on here. Joseph Grandy may have a second chance, but he's got to get it done. He's got 5 laps. Brendan Lacey's just gone. Slide job fails. Grandy up toward the top. Is he going to have the turn exit that he wants? As Brandon Templeton kind of does the same move here, having to really wheel it around. Grandy's still holding on to second. Brandon Templeton down toward the bottom. See if he can slice him up here. Oh, no, not just yet. Brandon Templeton trying to keep that 6th position gain. Looks like he dives in a little too hot. Track getting a little too slick for him. Not able to get that car to rotate. Now Brandon Templeton is going to have to settle for third. Get re-locked and loaded here. Get another kind of look down the sights and see if he can kind of pick apart Joseph Grandy here, who's now all of a sudden picked up a lot more speed, trying to get some separation away from Templeton. But it looks like these guys are going to go ahead and kind of round it out here. Grandy, Templeton, 2 and 3. Stephen Goldner, what ended up happening to him? Boy, he got bounced back super quick. Aiden Young trying to see if he can hold on to 5th. As we come up with the white flag out here next lap around. Aiden Young, look at him. Oh, man, is he going to try to floss it up the middle? Aiden Young in the 69 here, trying to take a peek. Does he have it? Oh, man. And it looks like he may have to dial back now, so now we're going to rotate up here to Stephen Goldner. Oof. Yeah, Goldner starting to push Patrick Spangler around. Patrick Spangler's win streak comes to an end here as Brendan Lacey takes away the win. Grandy comes second. Brandon Templeton in third. Definitely fast racing for all these drivers out here. Excellent job. Excellent job by all these racers out here. That is going to do it for our top 14 drivers here. What we got, what we see here. Don't go away, guys. We're going to go ahead and have a little chat with our drivers. Kind of see how Eldora really treated him here. And up next, we'll have the 410s. And that'll be something to see, really, those guys getting around there on the track. Let's see if we can find any of our guys out here. That we do. Let's go ahead and get this wrapped up. Chase our guys down. All right, let's go right to him. Man who got it done. Third place of... should be Brandon Templeton here. Brandon Templeton, you got a copy on me here, bud? Oh, boy. Brandon, you there?
I got you.
There you go. All right, man. Dude, what a wild race this was here, here at Eldora. Up 5 positions. Definitely something to really put on a work of art here, man. How'd you get it done?
Just trying to survive is all it was about. Super, super difficult. Cars were jumping all over the place, and the traction was hard to find and inconsistent. So, really just trying to stay out of trouble. I wasn't so much worried about speed. As long as I was not wrecking, I was hoping to get a top 5, so that worked out.
All right, man. Well, still a good battle here toward the front. I know you were definitely looking for some more speed out there, and like you said, we saw a couple of other guys. It kind of straightened out on you there. I noticed. I think when you were battling with Grandy there toward the bottom, the car almost straightened out on you. Went up into the wall. Is that the kind of the traction you were talking about having a problem with?
Yeah, I kind of think I picked up a little bit of wheel damage too. I don't know if the pit guy said it or not, but I'm sure something was bent after the first two early cautions. I got, slight dings in those, and so that probably didn't help any, but we made it through.
All right, Brandon Templeton. Glad you showing back up here to the Weekend Warriors, the wingless Warriors, Weekend Warriors. But you've only participated in 2 races. This will be your 3rd, so this is definitely going to slide you up in the ranks here, getting a 3rd place finish. So go ahead and give me your shout outs because we got 410s up next.
I got to thank the Dirt Track Bank, Got Your Six Racing Network, Hammer Down Racing Team, Joe, Kurt, and Brian, VMR Wraps, Extreme Images, Maley's Makery, Big C's Lawn Care, you for putting on this stream, and Roger and everyone for putting on the league, and everyone watching at home.
Awesome job. Thanks you, Brandon, and I'll see you in the 410s, bud.
Thanks.
All right, everybody, there's Brandon Templeton, and we talked to this guy last week, and I talked to him, I believe, on Thursday, and right now, Joseph Grandy, man on the move, 518 car, dude, that you led a lot of laps. Brennan Lacey really had this one in the bag.
Yeah, I'm actually shocked that I led as long as I did. I was too nervous to ride the top of those cars. I'm not familiar enough with them.
How do these compare to the midgets?
It's way more powerful, a lot harder to handle.
All right, man. Well, still great racing so far here tonight. Fortunately for you, you were able to lead some laps. Brennan Lacey with the turnover in the heat sent him all the way to the back, which means he had to fight through not only 1 but 2 cautions, and 12 other cars to battle up toward the front. But regardless, you still made a great run out here tonight and came in 2nd.
Yeah, he put on a clinic for sure.
All right, man. Well, 410s are next. How confident you feeling ending up there?
I'm all right. Well, I think I'll do all right as long as I don't wreck.
All right. I-55 will be the track you will be at, so I'll let you go put the car in the trailer after I get your shout-outs and go ahead and get ready for that.
I'd like to thank you, the broadcast, Coast2Coast, and all the sponsors that keep everything possible.
Fantastic. All right, Joseph Grandy, keep your head down, bud, and keep charging forward.
All right, have a good one.
All right, Joseph Grandy really making it happen out there on the track so far. No issues out of him. Joseph Grandy right now sitting 6th in points, so really another good finish by him. This should go ahead and slide him up. Patrick Spangler is our leader in points. He ended up with a 4th place finish here tonight, so he will not obtain the lead. The lead is starting to get tighter and tighter and tighter as these guys go. But let's get right on to our race winner, Brennan Lacey. Brennan Lacey, all right, I'm going to let you do most of the talking here. That 414 car was on a tear. You came from the very last place and came and won this one here tonight. Tell me, is this just your track?
Actually, first time I've been in a 360 non-wing this year, believe it or not. Kind of just did it on a last-minute deal, running with my teammate Goldner there. Luckily the heat race didn't go as we planned. Kind of got up there, found a gap, and I've always been one to not be shy away from a gap if there is one. And open wheel cars that don't work too well sometimes. That's what happened there. But starting 13th, couple wrecks there early, had to pit. I think it was like after the 2nd caution to get a faster pair just because those that caught up and all that, and finally found my way around it and got up there on the top and was setting on a sail. It's glad we get that car rolling because it was fast up there for sure. It got sketchy a couple times, but luckily I was able just to be so confident in it. I was able to stick it up there and let it eat.
Yeah, that was pretty crazy, man. From what I'm seeing here, you had almost a 5-second gap by the end of this thing. That was really you put on a clinic tonight, man.
Yeah, luckily, running here last night in the wing cars with the Rebels or the Renegades, I should say, that allows you to get used to that top side being beat up like that. Even though these don't have a wing, it still allows you to know what the track's going to be like, and that plays a big factor, I think, especially coming into a wingless car. I've ran, multiple midget races, but the 360s luckily have enough power to get it around, but not enough that you can actually control it. I like 410. I don't think I could even make a complete lap here in one of those, but the 360 is a good stomping grounds for a wingless car. I think it's the most competitive, I'd say as well. But overall, very good night for me, and I'm happy with it.
All right, well, fantastic job, man. Before I get your shout outs here and we sling you into the next round. You know the World Finals are coming up next week.
They are, yes, sir.
You signed up and ready?
Absolutely. We're going to give it a shot. You know, feel confident in 2 of the 3 divisions. We're going to put in some time here next couple of days to get that 3rd one dialed in. Let's see what we can go at it.
Awesome, man. All right. Like I said, go and give me those shout-outs, man.
Yeah, big thanks to Vanderbilt Racing. Fantastic group of guys. Great group of guys to run with. You know, a lot of time we put in an effort on the simulator to get every car we can dialed in. Big shout out to Ross over at Velocity Race Design, making the absolute best wraps there are out there right now for multiple teams around. Big shout out for you coming on this year to do these broadcasts with us. It's a fantastic job. Always look back at them and enjoy watching them for sure. But also shout out to Roger and them for this league.
All right, cool. Appreciate it, bud. And I believe next time I will see you, other than tonight, I'll see you on Soup Night. So that is going to be a definite mix-up for the E&D mains there, bud.
Yeah, let's see if we can. Hopefully, we can lock in night 1. We'll see. We'll see what happens, but that's the goal. But if all else goes wrong, hopefully, I can talk to you there on that night.
All right, Brendan Lacey. Fantastic job in the 414. Great job taking home the win.
Thanks, sir.
All right, everybody has the 414. Like I said, Brendan Lacey, super fast out here on the track. Made it happen here. Of course, we are going to the 410s. Going to have to get in that virtual plane to get over to the I-55 Speedway. We will be right back and get tuned in for that.
This October, some of iRacing's best dirt racers come together for one of the biggest paydays ever. All dirt roads lead to Charlotte and the Dirt Track Bank World Finals, presented by the Dirt Alliance. Fixed 360s, Pro Late models, and small block modifieds collide for 7 action-packed nights in a pursuit of a guaranteed purse of $1,500. 3 champions and an overall world champion will be crowned. Register now for this great event. Go to c2crl.com for more information. The World Finals run from October 21st to the 27th. 100% of registration goes to Mission 22 in their fight to end veteran suicide. A joint effort between the Coast2Coast Racing League, Friday Night Lights, and Dirt Track Bank, a division of Malvern Bank. Don't miss it.
leader in our industry.
The lifetime parts and labor warranty is pretty awesome. Basically, all the parts are covered, the labor and everything.
When we say lifetime, we mean lifetime, and it's supported with money-back guarantees. And with that, you're getting all qualified technicians that are going to ensure that this job is done perfectly and operates perfectly throughout the life of the unit.
Learn more about our Coolray lifetime parts and labor warranty at Coolray.com. Coolray and Carrier. Turn to the experts.
This November, dirt racing's most celebrated stars align in an electrifying spectacle. The World of Outlaws World Finals. All dirt roads lead to Charlotte as the World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Cars, World of Outlaws Case Late Models, and Super Dirt Car Series Big Blocks collide. 4 action-packed nights, 3 season champions. Get your tickets now. November 2nd through the 5th at the Dirt Track at Charlotte.
Excellent job, everybody. Appreciate you staying along here with me. Right now, we're at I-55. 410 class is what we've got running here tonight. This is going to be excellent, excellent, excellent. 410s will be brought to you by 2-1 Designs. These guys are definitely putting on a great show out there. Really making things happen. You know, really know where... kind of put your money where your mouth is, what I always say. But good job by 2-1 Designs here. Let's go ahead and take a look already at what we've got coming up here so far for tonight. Let's see how the track is looking. I know. Here we go. Federated Auto Parts Raceway at I-55 here. 94 degrees down on the track, 83. So not too shabby. That is going to do quite well for these cars out there tonight. Once again, another 30-lap feature. These guys are getting underway right now, getting ready for qualifying. This is looking pretty well. Pre-race show here brought to you by Tim Chapman Racing, as always. But let's go ahead and get to that ABR qualifying session where these guys always love to go ahead and get squared away for this race. Let's see what they've got for us out here. Right now, Brian Dickens leading the charge with a 10-13. See if we got anything for us here. Let's see if we can get down to somebody down here on the track. See how Richard Holland's doing. Holland there in the 7th position. Randy Shreves, he got a pretty fast time here. Looks like he's going for his 2nd round. Randy Shreves already nailed the 6th spot. Looking good so far. Randy Shreves, P2. Not too shabby. Brandon Lacey, we saw him last in the 360s, so he's all about power. He said he was nervous about the 410s. Look at this. Nails it for almost a 10 seconds flat. Wow, that was fast. Qualifying already half over. Got a couple more drivers out here looking to put down some time. Roland Olson, Steven Goldner just moved up into the 4th position. See how we can get it going here. Yeah, Steven Goldner. I just popped over to see how he's doing. All right, well, get it off the track. You're going to have to fix that one. That's going to do it for qualifying. Still got a minute left here in qualifying as these guys go ahead, kind of calm it down here just a little bit. Make sure everything gets squared away just the way they like it, and especially when you're somebody like Goldner right now, man. He's got to take that thing down to the pits, got that thing squared away. Let's take a look here at our points. Patrick Spangler, Randy Shreves, Terry Landis 1, 2, and 3 right now. I do not see Terry Landis in here, so he is going to be losing a lot of ground here. As well, Bob DeGood is here. Yes, he is. Patrick Spangler, man, he has been on a tear here in this league. Right now, he's so far his just about undefeated for the last 4 races. He's won the last 4. So obviously last week we do have Patrick Spangler, Randy Shreves, Brandon Dittmer came 1, 2, and 3. So as kind of who's in our points, Patrick Spangler, Randy Shreves 1 and 2. But our 3rd place finisher of Dittmer, a little bit farther down the list here. Down there in 6th position. So a lot of chewing up these guys got to do of some time here. Let's go ahead and get straight to Heat 1. Aiden Young is going to start us out starting in the front of this heat. Patrick Spangler going to be starting on the outside of him. Randy Shreves in the 3rd position. Brendan Lacey in 4th. Watch out for him. Jeff Barker in 5th. Richard Holland in 6th. And Donovan. Devo there in the back, so he's got some work to do to get his way up toward the front. I know he got tangled up there in the 360 division. The wingless 360, so hopefully he'll be able to kind of turn that one around and get back underway. Few of our guys up here, some of our fancy sponsors up here on the screen. Of course, number 1 has got to be Langton Mechanical as a second to none heat and air conditioning company in the Hamilton area. They are professionally trained Langton specialists, but will be there every step of the way. Don't forget, they guarantee their customer satisfaction, including sales, installation, and the maintenance service of that heating and cooling system. And they back it 100%. So watch out for Langton Mechanical. Away we go. Patrick Spangler here and Aiden Young in the front. Let's see how that outside line holds. Right now, Patrick Spangler, the man to beat, but watch out for Lacey. I'm waiting for Brendan Lacey there in the 414 to make something happen there on that inside line. But he's starting to learn here just a little bit as we see Brendan Lacey right now up in the 3rd. So he's already shot the gap and made sure to get to, toward the front. He's already moved up 1 position. Spangler now getting kind of put behind here by Aiden Young. 69 machine making it happen. So now I think Brendan Lacey's going to capitalize on that. The high line is where you need to be here at I-55 Speedway. So I don't know if Spangler is kind of get his winning streak kind of blown to pieces here. Oh boy. Randy Shreves getting real ugly there toward the bottom. Let's look at Brendan Lacey up here. Looks like he's going to sit here and battle for the lead. Toward the front, looking good so far. Man, he's just got so much extra speed kind of mid-turn. Makes contact with the left rear inside of Aiden Young. That's going to do it for our heat here. Brendan Lacey up front. Looks like Aiden Young he ended up 2nd. Patrick Spangler 3rd. Randy Shreves 4th. I was already going to bring up our next heat here. And of course, you see him up there in the front, right there in the behind. So Kurt Schatzer's going to be starting first. Joseph Grande on the outside lane. Stephen Goldner will be 3rd. Brian Dickens 4th. Bob DeGood starting back here in the 5th position. Roland Olson there in the 6th. We'll see how these guys get turned around and how they get going here. That is going to, of course, bring us to our 2nd heat, brought to you by Magnum Race Designs. They offer iRacing wraps, hero cards, logos, flyers, and even t-shirt designs. So, man, if there are a lot of guys out there looking to put some different kind of paint schemes and things like that, and these are the guys to do it. If you're looking for a new design, want attention to detail, competitive pricing, and fast turnaround times, check out Magnum Race Design on Facebook, where you can contact them directly through Messenger. They are a proud sponsor of the League's 358 Modified Division. Excellent. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, this will be the last heat for the series here tonight. We'll move straight to the feature. And then after that, we'll be moving to the NASCAR series, brought to you by the Tim Chapman NASCAR series. Here we go. Kurt Schatzer, Grande. Right now, we'll have to see if Grande's got anything for him here, riding that out high line. Seem to be working for Young and Lacey so far. Whoa, man. Grande catches the wall, sends the 18. Looks like Kurt Schatzer's out of it now, so he's now going to die all the way back to the 4th position. Yeah, Grande caught a little bit of wall there, and I don't know if Heat 1 just kind of put a few mounds of dirt up there he didn't expect. Kind of bucked him off the wall and kind of took him out there. Definitely hate to see that for Kurt Schatzer, but Schatzer right now, man, he's starting to make the moves. He's pushed his way back up into third after being in the fourth position. So we'll see if he can make up any of that gap here. About 2.5 seconds off. Goldner starting to really make the moves. We heard there during the interview that Brendan Lacey and Steven Goldner here. These guys are 1 and 2 kind of teammates together. So we'll see if Joseph Grandy can get anything done. Interesting to see Nick Vickery not here tonight. Old Stickers did not seem to make it. Ooh, boy. Steven Goldner caught the left side. Look at Kurt Schatzer. Look at him dodging. Oh, man. As these guys get it done. All right, it's going to, of course, bring us once again back to our Flatline Racing Bodies warm-up. These guys are going to try to give it another... give it another run here, and we'll see if we can get anybody putting some faster times up here on the board. So somebody else out there might be wanting to look to do something. If you guys are here with the C2C, guys, check out the World Outlaws we got coming up here pretty soon. Coming up in the schedule, definitely something. If you guys haven't signed up, there's still time. The World Finals are coming up next week. I handle Soup Night. I believe Marty Zakala, he'll be handling about 3 nights of that week and really wanting to have it done. So the qualifier will be on the 21st. Qualifier number 2 starts Saturday. Non-qualifier A will be on Sunday and B as well. So I start the Soup Night next Tuesday. I'll be handling the 360s, the Pro Late Models, and the 358s for the E, D, and the C mains. So that is definitely to... kind of square these guys up, get them ready, especially through 3 different ones and through 3 different heats for sure. These guys will have to kind of contend with what they're going to be doing there. Then you got the last chance for the big dance on Wednesdays. Then you got the Dirt Track Bank World Finals. That'll be on Thursday. That is going to be definitely a smash up there for that one. Definitely keep an eye on the races for that night. So if you haven't signed up, guys, go to c2crl.com. Do you still have time to sign up? I know about $1,500 they've got up for grabs. And especially, you're out there trying to get some of these, a new wrap for your car, trying to get a new wheel for your sim, trying to get, some even say new pedals, especially when you're here at dirt racing. Pedals are a big one to get. Make sure, why not? You can come out here, try your luck, and see if you can get your way to the end. Not all is not a winner-take-all situation. There is still some chance if you place even a 5th place finish, out of these guys. But you will have a full field of cars that you got to, battle your way through. So you can definitely expect some top-notch racing going for that. For these guys to go ahead and square that away. And that's going to go ahead and do it for us on our warm-up here so far. Warm-up is just now settling up here. Back to the 2-1 designs. Sponsoring the 410 Sprint cars. Glad everybody out there joining us here tonight. We'll kind of get everybody wound up here in just a second. I think they're going ahead and getting another peel off on that visor, and we're going to get them gridded up. All right, you can definitely see that Steve King Foundation pace truck sitting out there. We'll talk about that here in just a second. But first, let's get to our grid. Brendan Lacey and Joseph Grandy up here in the front. Once again, we just saw this last division, so these 2 guys are going to battle it out. Aiden Young and Steve Goldner, row 2. Patrick Spangler and Kurt Schatzer, row 3. Randy Shreves, Brian Dickens, row 4. Row 5 starts Richard Holland and Bob DeGood. Jeff Barker and Roland Olson for 11 and 12. And bringing up the back of the field, unfortunately, will be Devo there in the 13th position. Hopefully, he'll be able to get his battle up here toward the front. I think everybody's got a good chance to get a good shot here on the track. Definitely is not going to be easy. Not by any sense. But we got to get it done, guys. We got to make this race happen. We got to get them going forward here. So from what I see, penalty-wise, there are no penalties for the Wingless Warriors or the 410 sprint cars, but I cannot say that for the NASCAR division. NASCAR division has quite a bit, and those guys definitely definitely don't like giving up any inches here. But Steve King Foundation Pace Truck is leading these guys around for the last lap. I want to make sure you guys know that the Steve King Foundation was formed to help the dirt track racing community across the country by providing financial assistance to drivers, pit crew members, racing officials, track operation personnel, or the immediate families of those individuals who suffer serious illness, injury, and or death. Grandy and Lacey getting ready to get it done here. Boom. There we go. So watch Grandy wanting to hold that top line, because right now Lacey's going to be on a tear, and away he goes. Lacey and Goldner right now, teammates 1 and 2. Grandy trying to desperately hold on to the outside line here. Oh, when Aiden Young kind of checks him up there, Joseph Grandy having to kind of definitely buck around and definitely check up his line, see if he can fight a different way. Right now, Randy Shreve's on the move up 2 positions. Brennan Lacey, man, just laid down a super, super fast time of a 10:87 here out on the track. So right now, fastest on the track. Already about 2 or 3 tenths faster than anybody else. Definitely will be checking that car after the race and see how he gets it done. Looks like Devo has checked out of the race here. Looks like he is taking that one back to the garage. Maybe just trying to get a 13th place finish here instead of a no-show. Can't blame him. Jeff Barker up 3 positions in the 513. He's making some moves. Definitely interesting to see him taking the low line here at I-55 in the 410s. With so much power and so much rear tire, it's interesting to see kind of down there toward the bottom. Looks like Kurt Schatzer. Man, after that last bump he had in that heat. Oh, here we go. Oh, here we go. Looks like Roland kind of got a big piece of that one and kind of got a couple of guys turned around here. See if we can roll that back. Oh. Yeah, I think the 48 just got a lot more traction. Instead of it sliding, it took him with him. Just gotta roll that through one more time here. Man. Definitely. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you just see it just bites. Takes a hard shoot toward the inside. It takes Brian Dickinson, the 122. Collects him pretty well. Looks like everybody else kind of survives here. Brian Dickinson, the 122, continues and away they go. So, back live. Right now, Goldner and Lacey still leading the race out front here. These guys up front, we see the pace truck lights are off. So this will be the final lap these guys are going around here as they come down the back chute. As you can see up there, up top, Lacey, Goldner, Grandy, Shreves, and Spangler. Like I said, right now, Lacey's kind of definitely pulling the upset here, breaking all of Spangler's winning streaks here so far. So I'm sure he's going to have a few words for the 414, and hopefully AR, good job, buddy. As Brennan Lacey is pulling away once again. Grandy starting to get smashed here in the sandwich. Right, Spangler on the outside, Randy Shreves on the bottom, and Joseph Grandy trying to find a lane. Oh! And he pushes Randy Shreves just a little bit to get into Spangler, and now Grandy's got that lead, that area he was looking for. But I believe we are back under caution, and I don't know if Olsen bent it again here. Kind of take another peek. Boop. Yep, yeah, looks like the 48 just got a little out of shape there. Not quite sure what happened a little earlier in this run. Let me see if we can take a quick roll back here and kind of see what happened. I think it happened before this. Let's take a look. Oh, yep, kind of caught the top of the wall. Yeah, he's down. Oh. Yeah, that's kind of that bottom to the top thing. You kind of got to get yourself squared away just a little bit there to get yourself realigned. You'll see some guys slow down, swing back to the top of the track, and then try to swing it back down. But that may do it for Olsen tonight. I believe he has bent that car, I believe, a couple bends up too many, and that may do it for him. One-third of the way through this race here at the I-55 Federated Auto Speedway. Appreciate you guys showing up here for the 2-1 Designs 410 Sprint Car Series. Brennan Lacey really still, once again, making it happen. Took the pole and is now taking the lead and taking off. Away he goes here so far. So fast. Look at him take the inside line. Interesting to see. He's had so So much, yeah, there we go. I was going to say, he had so much, interesting to see here, ladies and gentlemen. If you kind of see, he is dropping toward the top, dropping toward the bottom. So, I mean, just so fast. His lap times are just, and right now we're impeccable here by Brennan Lacey. So fast. Yeah, you see his best time up here and what he's doing now. Interesting to see, high line, low line. He's just kind of sticking to what he knows here. But he's making it happen. Stellar out there in the chat. Olsen is broke. Yes. You could say that. He's broke. All right, Brendan Lacey still pulling away here. Got about a comfortable second gap right now. He could mess up a little bit, and I think Goldner will still have his hands full trying to catch him. Randy Shreves has overcome Joseph Grandy, so now Shreves up into the third position, seeing if he can capitalize, kind of reproduce what he had last week of, I believe, a second place finish. Yes, he did. Grandy finished 10th last week here in the 410 division, so Grandy still having a heck of a time trying to get this around. Now, somebody I want to rotate to is Kurt Schatzer here in the 218 here. Kurt Schatzer's trying his best to get Battle back up there toward the front, and I'm sure he's not happy after that heat race. You know, after the heat race, it bumped him out. Now he's been toward the back where nothing but trouble has been. Oh, no. As the 122, it looks like Brian Dickens is upside down. His car's totaled out. Let's go ahead and rotate right to that without waiting by Malcolm Millwrighting. Oof. All right. Hopefully we'll have somebody there in the infield car care center to let him know we are finished with the wingless 360s. We're in the 410s. It looks like he may have modified his car to look that way. Let's go ahead and take a look here. Where is Aiden Young? Do not see him at this point either. Don't know if Aiden Young may have disconnected from that as well. Yeah, Aiden Young got caught up in that. Oh, man. Yeah, that did it for Aiden Young's night. So the 69 car is out. So we got a lot of cars out right now. And a lot of fast drivers. So right now we got Devo, we got Olsen, Spangler, and Aiden Young are out. So that is shameful out of some of these. I'm interested to see why Brennan Lacey is back here. Especially tanking it up here with the 218. I'm not 100% sure as to why Brennan Lacey is in the back of the field here. But Brennan Lacey is getting really worked here. Hammered around, and now Lacey all the way back here in the 8th position. Yeah, I think his car's broke. That might have done it. You can see he's trying to wheel this car around. It looks like he may have some massive damage here. Wow, so your race leader kind of got folded up here, which has now allowed Stephen Goldner to get around. Come down far through turn 3 and turn 4. We'll be down to about 5 laps to go here. Stephen Goldner taking the lead. Randy Shreves up 5 positions. Into second, Joseph Grandy getting a favorable third. Still had a top 10 last week, but if he can get a third, he'll be in good shape. Man on the move. Jeff Barker here, 7 positions up in the 513. With Richard Holland in the 116. Bringing up the top 5 here, but man, we're back under caution. And I think something happened to Lacey. Yeah, you see him kind of driving to the infield here. Definitely not happy about what has happened here tonight. I'm not sure 100% what is going on with Brendan Lacey's car. Boy, that is going to be a bummer for him out here tonight. Hate seeing that happen to him here. So Stephen Goldner, Randy Shreves up here toward the front. These guys are really going to have their hands full. Only a couple laps shootout here toward the end. Guys, don't tune away. NASCAR Series is up next in the pickup trucks. We are at Richmond. So far, we've taken these guys off the dirt onto asphalt super speedways, and we've slowly been shrinking the tracks down a bit. Kind of squeezing them smaller and smaller and smaller here. It looks like Stephen Goldner right there gets his good favorable launch that he wants. Be up to Randy Shreves to run him down here, but he's got Joseph Grandy right there on him. Jeff Barker looking toward the inside of Grandy. And I just think the track is just breaking down so much that these guys just aren't getting enough speed that they're looking to get here. Joseph Grandy trying his best to hold on to third place here. He's only got about 2 more laps to go. Stephen Goldner really pulling away with this one. Randy Shreves still up in the second position. White flag is out. I know you guys are definitely keeping on the edge of your seat on this one. I know Goldner made it happen. I'm not sure what happened to Lacey there. We can ask Goldner here in victory lane because he does come away with the victory. Randy Shreves in second. And Joseph Grandy nails third. Awesome job by these guys. They were able to make it happen. Especially right there toward the end. Definitely some trouble out of this race. I know a lot of guys didn't end up where they wanted to be. You know, Patrick Spangler ends up with a 9th place finish here. So we'll have to see if any of these guys can kind of turn any of their luck around here. I'm not seeing Randy Shreves out there in the chat. Hopefully he's able to kind of queue up here in just a second. Definitely a battle here toward the end. He's got a couple of these guys are not fans of hanging around much. Let's go ahead and get right to it here, ladies and gentlemen. See if we can find Joseph Grandy here in third place. And where he ended up. Where he ended up was third. Joseph Grandy, really, man, what a wild race it was out here tonight, bud.
Yeah, I couldn't get to the bottom soon enough. I got passed by a few people before I could, but luckily Brennan took himself out, so I ended up with a podium.
All right, man, because that was what I was going to ask. We were kind of rotating around toward the back. What happened? I mean, I thought on the restart he was all the way back in 7th, 8th position.
Yeah, I'm not sure. When he was leading, he just hit the wall and he got stuck on it. And then I know we passed him. I don't know what happened after that.
Wow. All right. Well, man, still top 10 finish you had last week. Here you are with a 3rd place finish. This has got to be a good sign. You know, you're starting to move up in the upward direction here, and you know you got to be feeling pretty good. 7th in points, so this is definitely going to slide you up pretty well. Did the track come in for you here tonight?
Yeah, it's a track I'm pretty comfortable with, so I think as long as I kept my foot steady, I thought I'd be all right.
Well, away you go here with a 3rd place finish, man. We're gonna sling into the NASCAR. I don't think you're much of a fan of NASCAR, so that is going to do
only
it.
Playing the dirt. So.
Yeah, so we're definitely gonna kind of let you wrap it up here, man. Go ahead and give me your shout outs one more time, and let's get you wrapped in for the night.
I'd just like to thank you for the broadcast, Coast2Coast, and all their sponsors.
All right, man, and definitely I'm sure everybody will tune back into this, and this might be one to watch here, Joseph. Definitely got to see here from the outside, man. You're not as close to the walls as you think you are, so you might be able to push it a little higher toward the top.
Yeah, I don't like to gamble too much. I like to keep my position.
I got you, man. All right, Joseph Grandy, the 518. Good job, bud.
All right, later.
All right, Joseph Grandy off for the night. Definitely a great run by him tonight, but Randy Shreves. Randy Shreves got it done. Randy Shreves moved up 5 positions and finished P2, you know, and really great fashion here. Following the last week that you had a P2. You know, how is I-55 for you tonight?
Yeah, you know, typical I-55. It's got real slick there at the end. I like it when it gets slick. Just I didn't have enough for Steven there at the end, man. He had it down. Yeah, I-55 is definitely one of my favorite tracks, and definitely can't complain about a second place here.
All right, man. Well, Goldner and Lacey definitely had a super fast car. You had to battle through some definitely some traffic to get up front here, but man, I'm sure knowing you, seeing I see you out here just about every night I broadcast, you are already lined up for the World Finals.
Yeah, I'm in it. Not sure how well I'm gonna do in that, but yeah, because sprint cars is my thing, and then the bodied cars I'm not so well in.
Right.
But I'm gonna go out there. I'm gonna give it my all, just like I do every night.
Yeah, that's all you can do, man. Yeah, like I said, to me, it's still the proceeds go to Mission 22, and then kind of the winnings from there, are put forth by another source. But it's still, if you don't try, you ain't got a chance. So, man,
Yeah.
dude, but you tried here tonight, still 2 P2s in a row. You'll be able to get a fantastic move up here in the points, seeing that Patrick Spangler ended up with the 9th place position. I know you got to definitely good work to go. I think you're about 61 points behind, but man, this is going to really accelerate you up toward the front with another top 5 finish. Give me a shout-outs, bud. Let's get you in for the night.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely want to thank my team, LGR Motorsports, Alex Bergeron at ABR Setup Shop, Coulter West at Redline Race Design, One Wish Foundation, Wraps and Stitches, KSB Builders, Finish Line Repair, CD Simtography, you, Patrick, at Simtrax for broadcasting this. You do an awesome job every week. And Coast2Coast for putting this thing on, and everybody for watching.
All right, appreciate that, Randy. Glad you joined and you have subscribed, man. You're able to catch me even on Thursdays when we tune in. Quick click and you are there, man. You got it done tonight, man. I'm glad to see you. Glad to see you up here. But man, all right, Soup Week is on Tuesday. I'll see you then.
We'll see you, buddy.
All right, everybody. That's Randy Shreves there in the 56 car. Stephen Goldner. Right now, Brendan Lacey's teammate here, Stephen Goldner. Let's start with this. Stephen Gold, you moved up 3 positions and won the race. Is this where you expected to be?
That's where I wanted to be, but I didn't really feel like I was that great early. I mean, Lacey was quite a bit better than me and had some tough luck running the wall there. So, and I think Patrick was quite a bit quicker than me too. So we just got lucky tonight, to be honest with you. But overall, it's a good win for us. Hopefully, we're a little bit more competitive next time we show up, though.
All right. Well, next time we show up, I believe will be a couple of weeks, seeing that the World Finals are coming up. I'm sure you signed up.
Yeah, I signed up for it. I just got some new paints done from Ross Print at Velocity Race Design, so looking forward to debuting some of those.
Excellent. Well, I will definitely see you guys, especially on Soup Week. That is going to be a difficult one for there. Did you sign up for one division or all 3?
I signed up for all 3.
All right. Which one you feel more confident about?
Probably the 360, but I'm not too bad in modified and late model. I definitely need some practice in, but we'll get some practice here pretty soon.
All right, bud. That is definitely going to be a stacked field, and you got a lot of work to do like you did here tonight. You're going to need, I think, a little more than luck there, bud, because that is definitely that's going to be the best of the best, and a lot of bodies and a lot of eyeballs out there on the track. But man, dude, go ahead and give me your shout-outs here for tonight, and we're heading off to the NASCAR division.
Yeah, I got to thank all the Bandy Boat guys, all my teammates. They're a great group of guys to work with. Velocity Race Designs, ABR Setup Shops, Dirt Doctor Trucking, Fifth Perfect Photography. 2-1 Designs for the, title sponsor for the 410s here, and you guys for the broadcast.
All right, appreciate it, bud. Seeing that you've only, this will be your second race here, and once again, another second top 5. You and Lacey got to show up more. You guys definitely put on a clinic and really, make guys think, yeah, I'm fast, but man, you guys are starting to set a new bar here, and I'm interested to see if this continues.
Yeah, hopefully with winter kind of creeping in here up in Canada, we can run a little bit more, and hopefully we'll be inside a little bit more and be running a lot more during the week.
All right, Stephen Goldner, race winner here tonight in the 410s at I-55. Great job tonight, bud.
Thank you.
All right, everybody. So far, everybody I've talked to, no one's going to be there for the truck series, but I know you will be. Stay tuned in, guys. We're going to run those trucks down. We are actually way, way early. I believe they don't start green flag till about 8:45. So we're going to be a little bit of an extended commercial, but I won't have you guys hanging out that long. Have no fear. You'll be able to hang out with me here at Simtrax Broadcasting, but we'll be right back, and we'll tear it down here at Richmond.
This October, some of iRacing's best dirt racers come together for one of the biggest A-days ever. All dirt roads lead to Charlotte and the Dirt Track Bank World Finals, presented by the Dirt Alliance. Fixed 360s, Pro Late models, and small block modifieds collide for 7 action-packed nights in a pursuit of a guaranteed purse of $1,500. 3 champions and an overall world champion will be crowned. Register now for this great event. Go to c2crl.com for more information. The World Finals run from October 21st to the 27th. 100% of registration goes to Mission 22 in their fight to end veteran suicide. A joint effort between the Coast2Coast Racing League, Friday Night Lights, and Dirt Track Bank, a division of Malvern Bank. Don't miss it.
leader in our industry.
The lifetime parts and labor warranty is pretty awesome. Basically, all the parts are covered, the labor and everything.
When we say lifetime, we mean lifetime, and it's supported with money-back guarantees. And with that, you're getting all qualified technicians that are going to ensure that this job is done perfectly and operates perfectly throughout the life of the unit.
Learn more about our Coolray lifetime parts and labor warranty at Coolray.com. Coolray and Carrier. Turn to the experts.
This November, dirt racing's most celebrated stars align in an electrifying spectacle. The World of Outlaws World Finals. All dirt roads lead to Charlotte as the World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Cars, World of Outlaws Case Late Models, and Super Dirt Car Series Big Blocks collide. 4 action-packed nights, 3 season champions. Get your tickets now. November 2nd through the 5th at the Dirt Track at Charlotte.
This October, some of iRacing's best dirt racers come together for one of the biggest A-days ever. All dirt roads lead to Charlotte and the Dirt Track Bank World Finals, presented by the Dirt Alliance. Fixed 360s, Pro Late models and small block modifieds collide for 7 action-packed nights in a pursuit of a guaranteed purse of $1,500. 3 champions and an overall world champion will be crowned. Register now for this great event. Go to c2crl.com for more information. The World Finals run from October 21st to the 27th. 100% of registration goes to Mission 22 in their fight to end veteran suicide. A joint effort between the Coast2Coast Racing League, Friday Night Lights, and Dirt Track Bank, a division of Malvern Bank. Don't miss it.
in our industry.
The lifetime parts and labor warranty is pretty awesome. Basically, all the parts are covered, the labor and everything.
When we say lifetime, we mean lifetime, and it's supported with money-back guarantees. And with that, you're getting all qualified technicians that are going to ensure that this job is done perfectly and operates perfectly throughout the life of the unit.
Learn more about our Coolray lifetime parts and labor warranty at Coolray.com. Coolray and Carrier. Turn to the experts.
This November, dirt racing's most celebrated stars align in an electrifying spectacle. The World of Outlaws World Finals. All dirt roads lead to Charlotte as the World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Cars, World of Outlaws Case Late Models, and Super Dirt Car Series Big Blocks collide. 4 action-packed nights, 3 season champions. Get your tickets now. November 2nd through the 5th at the Dirt Track at Charlotte.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Simtrax Broadcasting here. Glad you guys waited up for us, but it's not for anything. Or it's not for nothing, anyway. If you're just tuning in, welcome to the Coast2Coast Racing League. The majority of the races held in this league are certified dirt series, but only one night a week does this league hit the asphalt oval. Since the placement of the series, the Tim Chapman NASCAR Pickup Cup has been making huge waves, so far bringing over 25 drivers a week, giving me plenty to talk about. And the racing has drastically changed, from drafting on super speedways to door-to-door at Charlotte, to even drifting done by Isaac Salas and Terry Landis in some of their recent races. Tonight puts another spin on these drivers as we head to Richmond, Virginia. 30 drivers are here practicing not just on the dirt, but for this track as well, which begs the question: who will learn about right front tire wear and when and the brake bias in these NASCAR trucks? We're getting underway here, of course, brought to you by the Tim Chapman Racing. Right now, we are taking an eyeball on some of these guys doing what they call a pit party here, giving a good shot here from the top. Let's see if we can see from a different angle here, kind of what we get ready to see. Right now, from what I'm showing, I've got about 31 drivers lined up for this race here tonight at Richmond. Preston Cranmer out there in the chat kind of told me before that he is looking to pretty excited about this race here tonight. What he's got in store for us, whether if he's going to feel pretty confident about this. He's been unfortunately getting banged up pretty bad. He just came out of surgery personally, getting himself squared away, and we'll see how this goes. So let's go ahead, take a look at what we've got for Richmond Raceway here tonight. 50 laps to get this one done. Start time of green flag will be at 8:45, or about that qualifying time. So you do see we are on a track that is less than a mile. So these guys have a very, very short zone to get accelerating. These guys coming from dirt, short track should be their friend. But I don't think they're going to know that the kind of the back end of these cars, there is no weight in them, seeing that it's a truck. So it's going to be a lot more difficult for a lot of these drivers to kind of figure it out here. 83 degrees in the air. Watch that temperature of 85. So it is definitely going to be pretty ugly out there for some of them, for tire wear issue. Yes, it'll be good for longevity, but for them heating up, it's not going to be good. These cars are going to kind of come apart at the seams here, trying to get around the track. Let's go ahead and get already. We're watching these guys so far getting around the track. Like I said, this is just kind of a pit party here, so have no fear. Your favorite driver out there isn't completely bending his car to pieces. But these guys are just trying to get a good feel for what it looks like, racing with somebody else here. So as we see John Rayner back here, we saw him kind of getting banged up there just a little bit, trying to get us a good view here of the entire track here. Definitely something to see. These corners aren't as banked as some would like. It's tough to get them around. It's tough to get them to hook and really get a good feel for what should be coming about and how things should, to me, should work. And it's definitely different to say per per race. You know, we are seeing, I mean, just you see kind of how this weird egg shape here. That front stretch will give you more of a false sense of security. That front stretch will actually allow these guys to pick up 10 to 15 miles an hour more than they would on the back stretch, which is now going to bring them in of, I just took turn 3 and 4, no problem. 1 and 2 should be the same, but it's not. 15 miles an hour faster is going to make the big make or break difference here. You're going to see these guys diving into the turns, and it's just going to be nothing but trouble from there. As they try to lean in, it's going to just try to take the rear end of these trucks around. And as I think you can see, some of these guys in pit are just now starting to figure out. So really now is the time. You will see who's practicing, who hasn't out here. A lot of fast drivers out here so far. I know some of the fastest. Bob Light, Brian Dickens, Zach Chapman are some of the fastest ones. Zach Chapman actually ended up in a little bit of a tangle-up last week, but one of our top finishers here, Roger Craig in the 747, here in the booth with me so far. Man, Roger, really, how's the track feeling for you out there tonight so far?
Get into and spend some time on the track then. So it's really, we did the pit party and I spun out on one of the turns. So obviously I need to tone it down a bit. And, it'll be interesting to see how the boys handle the short track tonight.
Yeah, definitely something to see. And, it's definitely different from dirt. It's just like I was telling the viewers out there that, coming off that front stretch, diving in turn 1 and 2, you got to be super careful because you've got that extra speed that you don't have coming off the backstretch. So a lot of strong drivers, you'll see 3 and 4 will kind of be where they're going to aim and try to capitalize. But 1 and 2 will be what makes or breaks the rest of the race. So definitely something to see. I know, your racing's getting better out there, Roger, and you're fighting your way toward the top. So, I mean, you seeing yourself being one of the faster guys out there tonight?
Definitely not. Just drive smart and, salty dogs were, we left the home and got here on our walkers and we just want to finish the race and stay in one piece. So, yeah. But, hey, while I'm here, I just want to talk about, we got this huge event coming up, the World Finals coming up this week. 7 nights, as you've mentioned, you're doing Soup Night, and there's $1,500 up for grabs. So if anybody has not registered, go to c2crl.com and click on World Finals. All the information's there. 7 nights of racing, all broadcast, and payout of $1,500, and then all registration fees. That's Dirt Track Bank has been very, very generous in supporting this event. So all registration fees and sponsorship fees go directly to Mission 22. So pretty excited about the whole event.
Yeah, especially with Mission 22 as well, as a great foundation as well for veteran suicide out there. You hate to see it happen, but some guys you want to help them out. You don't want them to get in that situation. And seeing that the proceeds go to that, really hats off to you there, Roger.
Yeah, anything we can do, and we got a lot of veterans in the league, and really appreciate them, and it'll be a chance to showcase some of those guys too this week. So we got a lot of things planned. So it should be a great and interesting week. And then when we get back from that, we get to the following week. We've got a few changes. Might be another NASCAR division coming, so you heard it here first. So stay tuned for that.
Oh, man, I'm excited to see how that's going to work out. Whether you guys are going to stay with the trucks, the next gens, or the Xfinities. But, man, my eyes will definitely be peeled for that, seeing that the asphalt, you guys are going back to the asphalt again. That sounds fantastic.
Guys are loving it. You got to be patient with this because it's a bunch of dirt guys, and I'm wondering now we're on a short track if they're going to think their heads are going to go back to dirt, and they got to get everything done right away. I hope not. So we got 75 laps tonight, and they got 28 incidents, so everybody should be safe that way. And should be a great race. I'm looking forward to it.
All righty, Roger Craig. You are the man. So hopefully get back down there. I did tune into your practice earlier today through the AI race that iRacing does allow you to put on. And, man, you seem to find that low line works for you pretty well. So we're going to have to see how it works out for you here tonight.
Well, I think these guys will be harder to pass than the AI guys. I got to boost them up for the next practice, but we'll see. Anyways, thanks for doing this broadcast, buddy. Doing a great job, and I better get back down in the pits and get in the car and strap in.
Sounds good. Thanks, Roger.
Take care, bud.
Alrighty, everybody, and that was Roger Craig there. Definitely something to see. I want to talk a little bit to one guy out there that kind of, unfortunately, definitely looking to put his head down and charge his way forward. Zach Chapman, you got a copy on me?
Yeah, hey, what's going on?
All right, Zach Chapman, man, you were up here in the booth with me in that 72 machine. Kind of got a little mixed up with the 88 of last week. I'm sure those feelings are set aside. What is your plan this week, man?
Yeah, like you said, man, head down, new week. Dan's a good guy. He's one of the best asphalt racers we have in here, and if I felt like he did it intentionally, I would have talked to him about it. But he apologized. He's a good dude, and like I say, just head down. Going to try to go get him tonight. I felt like I had a shot at Michigan too. I was up towards the front, but got collected with a couple laps to go. So I'd just like to get my name in the win column this year.
All right, man. Well, definitely. Hopefully, you're able to get that. Right now, unfortunately, 17th in points, but still a lot of season left to go. So I know you'll be able to push your way forward and hopefully get closer up there to Timothy Chapman, and who's sitting in third place. I like to see you two guys get up toward, actually in the top 5. Really, what's the key to being fast here tonight?
Yeah, Tim, actually, that's my dad. But I was over at his house actually about an hour or two ago, and we were just talking. I think the big thing tonight. Got to qualify up front. I mean, hopefully it's change of pattern, but you've seen it. We've had some cautions, and you don't want to get caught up in that here. I think if you can get out front, stay out there, and conserve the car, just get that one pit stop, and try to time it right and stay out there.
All right, man. Well, hopefully everything is on the up and up. You are able to charge your way forward and be able to put on a good show for us. But I'll let you go, bud. You're about to end up in qualifying. If I don't see you again, hey, man, you want to give me any of your shout-outs?
Just shout out to Roger for putting all this together. Coast to Coast, by far the best league I'm a part of. I love it. They've got something for everybody, dirt, asphalt. It's a great league, great people. Second, of course, to my dad for sponsoring this and putting on so we could have the broadcast. Because having you, it just adds a whole new element. It's so much more fun being able to go back and rewatch the races, especially with your excitement. We appreciate it.
Yeah, cool. Hey, man, I appreciate you out there. Zach Chapman in the 72 Chevrolet. We'll have an eye out there for you, bud.
Appreciate it.
All right, everybody, that's Zach Chapman there. Man, we are getting down to about that time. It's about 8:45 now. Quick little change, man. Richmond, we got 75 laps. I thought we were 50, so we get 25 extra, white knuckle laps to go. So hopefully we'll be able to see a lot of good racing. Right now, Light, Dickens, Chapman, Cranmer, and Lacey, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Fastest on the track so far. Brennan Lacey. Boy, man, I hate to see him get tangled up in some of this, but let's go ahead and get right to this qualifying session here and see what these guys got for us. See if any of these drivers out here go ahead and get their way onto the track. Brandon Ishcanyon may be one of our fastest guy getting ready to get out there, but he might be waiting a little bit. Something to keep in mind that if some of these drivers might be thinking about is if you sit down pit road right now and actually let it run for a little while, this may actually kind of run some of the fuel out of it, which may make you faster. So that is an old school way of thinking. I like what Brandon Ishcanyon's doing. Let's take a look here at Robert Lynch as he's getting around the track. See how his truck's doing. I know he's kind of had some unfortunate nights here as of recent. Hopefully he's able to battle his way back toward the front. Looking through the points here on the pickup cup. Trying to find where Mr. Lynch is, and here he is unexpectedly outside of the top 5, sitting in the 7th position. But right now qualified for the pole at a 22.53. You're going to see a few drivers here kind of smashing in real quick, getting through here. Oof. Looks like Roger Craig takes a massive shot there on that front stretch, and that may do it for him on that last qualifying lap there. 22:31 was his fastest time. See if we see anybody out here. See how Zach Chapman's doing. I know he's rolling around out there on the track. See if I can find him. Oh man, Zach Chapman nails a second place finish here. He is pulling down pit. Let's see how Nick Vickery. Hey, there he is. Nick Vickery. Missed him all night here tonight. Nick Vickery goes ahead and gets himself a top 10 start here. Like I said, we got over 30 drivers lined up for this one, so we'll see where they end up. Brandon Ishcanyon getting out here. Let's see how he does in the 19 Toyota. Definitely like that mirror finish he's got on that 19. That is slick. That is a nice looking paint job. I really like how those numbers are. Definitely easy for me to see, but man, you can see the inside wall on that. So let's see if Brandon Ishcanyon can stand up to his great paint job with a great time. Ishcanyon slinging up for a 6th place position on his first lap here. Let's see what he does. A little more speed, a little more speed. Can he get it going? Let's rotate inside. All right, top 5 start for Brandon Ishcanyon in the 19. So that is going to work out perfectly for him. A couple of other drivers out here. Let's see if Roland Olson. No, he had a little bit of trouble there in the 410s. Maybe asphalt is more of his deal. Let's see what the 48 is looking at. Good line. I do like what I see out of Roland Olson here. Oh, no! Just as I say that, breaks loose and kind of slides to the infield. That's a bit unfortunate for Roland Olson here. Looks like he's going to start in the 17th position. Looks like actually about the back 20-some-odd guys are not coming out onto the track. I mean, I'm talking Tim Chapman, Pat Boyce, Brandon Templeton, Segelkow, Goldner, Kemper. These guys aren't out here qualifying, so they may just kind of be waiting to see if this entire field kind of totals each other out, and I hope not, because they're doing one heck of a run here. So far, let's see, Jason Sams already with a 16th place shot. He's got to turn it up here if he wants to get through. Jason Sams, look at that. All the way up to 6th. Fantastic. Fantastic. These guys are definitely moving here tonight. We are rounding up about 30 seconds left to qualifying. Anybody who was out there qualifying has got to get it done now. I don't think they're going to have enough time to really kind of put any moves down to make that happen, but we'll have to see. Still got a good chance. Kind of watching Barney up there in the top. Looks like he has gone ahead and said that is enough. Enough's enough. Away we go. That's going to go ahead and bring us out, guys. That's going to bring us out. Let's go ahead. See where we grid up here tonight. Robert Lynch. He's going to start on the pole here tonight. No one was able to beat him that time. Bob Light is going to come in second. And something to keep in mind there on Bob Light, guys. He is he's the man. He's getting it done. And I believe last week he ended up with a 7th place finish, and the week before that ended up winning that race. So Bob Light really second in points here so far. Doing really amazing job so far. 52 points behind Dan McLaren for that number 1 position. Zach Chapman starting in 3rd. So, yep. Zach Chapman starting in 3rd. Ishcanyon 4th. Brian Dickens 5th. Jason Sams 6th. 7th will be Christopher Berger. Isaac Salas in 8th. So we'll see how he gets it done. Mark Gilbert in 9th. Jackson Lomax 10th. Stephen Bixler 11th. Preston Cranmer. We'll see how he does starting in the 12th position. He's got a long way to go. Looks like Mike Cranmer starting 13th. Brendan Lacey 14th. Nick Vickery starting 15th, Jacob Butcher. In 16th, Neil Strausser 17th, Roland Olson 18th, Andrew Smith, and Joseph Canellis 19th, 20th. Roger Craig with Doyle Lawrence there in the 11th row. Gary Sigelkow 23, Jeffrey Kemper 24th. Boy, we got a full field here so far. Tim Chapman starting 25th. Dwayne Simmons on the 26th. John Rayner, 27th. Richard Holland, 28th. Jeremy Tate will be 30th, with Pat Boyce on the inside in 29th. So watch out for Steven Goldner on the 31st. Brandon Templeton starting 32nd. I don't know if any of these guys decide to race or not to race at this point. Right now I'm showing Templeton and Goldner may or may not be out. I know some penalties needed to be served for certain parts of this race. Looks like Pat Boyce is in pit at this point. Pace car lights are off. Want to thank you guys here for joining us at Simtrax Broadcasting. This is going to be an awesome race here for you guys to see tonight here for the Tim Chapman NASCAR Pickup Cup. These guys are looking to really get it done here. Well, I keep an eye out for what we see. Roland Olson and Robert Lynch here taking away the green flag. Good spread of cars out here so far. Still under green. Everybody looking to dive into turn 1 here. This will be the make or break point for some of these drivers. Kind of if we can get through turn 1, it shouldn't be too shabby. Isaac Salas, yep, saw that one coming. Isaac Salas got turned around. Now we got the stack up. Everybody's got to stop, lock it down, guys. Man. That is an unfortunate bringing out our first caution here tonight. That is going to undo it for a lot of our drivers. We'll have to see if they got anything for us here. But we'll have to kind of rewind that one. I know that was not good, especially for Isaac Salas. Isaac Salas got definitely bent up there. We saw that from the more of the top view where I was getting to. But Isaac Salas definitely bent pretty bad here. Let's take another peek at it here of the 5 machine and Isaac Salas. Boink. Yeah, it looks like the 122, I believe. It looks like Brian Dickens may have caught up in him, and then after that, it just started collecting everybody. Robert's here in the booth with me, man. What did you, man, you hate to see that so early in the race.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there was a lot of trucks involved in that one, and you'd like to see guys slow up a little bit more there, but a lot of times you can't see what's happening. You know, tight corners makes it really difficult to figure out what's going on. Then, I mean, the whole track is blocked. There's nowhere to go. You know, it's a tough spot for everybody involved.
Yeah, we'll have to see where they how it undoes itself here. Really hate to see, you know, so many cars just so early getting smashed all to pieces, and it's just not the way you want it to go, you know.
Yeah, well, fortunately, I do know these guys have some fast repairs, so hopefully everybody can get some stuff fixed up and get back out there.
That we do. All right, taking a peek here back at Isaac Salas. Looks like he's going to be a few laps down here after that one. Yeah, just one lap down here at this point. Let's see if we can get this one kind of squared away. Yeah, he's having to dial to the back of the pack. Robert Lynch still out here in the front. I'm sure he's excited about these you know, caution laps kind of ticking away here a little bit. Man, look at that logo.
75 laps isn't exactly a very long race here, but I mean, it's long enough for tire wear and everything to come into consideration, and with a big enough field like they have here tonight, you don't want to be somebody who stays out too long on tires if you have a lot of guys come behind you too. So a lot of options open up there pit strategy wise.
Man, I like how you say he's kind of you know, put into a factor of that tire wear. How important is brake bias at this track?
Very important. If it was me going into this, I would be, I'd be way further back with the brake bias towards the rear of the car than the default setup is, for sure. And then I would be dialing it back even further throughout the run in order to help that car turn on entry. Well, it'll be pretty apparent who has messed around with that brake bias and who hasn't over the course of a longer run here, Patrick, if we end up getting one.
Yeah, definitely, and you're 100% right. And I you know, that's what I was kind of saying to the viewers before, is kind of that brake bias is where it's going to be. You've got to have it low in the rear first, and then, you know, but the key is, you know, if you turn it down too low, now you've got to deal with rear tire lockup on a truck. And that's definitely not what you want, you know, diving into 1 or diving into 3.
Absolutely, yeah. There is such a thing as too low. So it's about how low can you get it on the short run on fresh tires and still be able to make speed so that you can have that advantage on the long run. Additionally, you have to be really careful. I don't think the race isn't long enough to see this tonight probably, so we won't have to see green flag pit stops, which can be really difficult if you have too much rear brake bias in the car. But you can have some major issues also if you are, you know, trying to make your pit stop under caution too.
Yeah, you were right. Robert Lynch going ahead and taking off on this one, seeing if he can get another green flag start here. Definitely ticked away a few of them there under caution. He does not want to end up doing that for the rest of the night. I mean, definitely, you know, if you can lead more laps up front, just kind of doing it the easy way, that's one way to do it. But, man, you know, when you got drivers like Bob Light, Brandon Ishkanyon, Jason Sams, and Zach Chapman that we talked to a little bit before, you know, you want to kind of have your chance to kind of squeeze up, squeeze in, and get a shot here toward the front.
Yeah, man, we got all types of 2, sometimes 3 wide racing here back further in the pack too. These guys are crazy. You know, Richmond is a track that gives you some of those opportunities, which is a lot of fun. You know, there's a fair amount of space for a short track. It really allows guys to get racy. It's a fun racetrack to watch.
Yeah, definitely, for sure. We're looking at Zach Chapman here behind Christopher Berger there. Berger's got a lot of damage to the back end of his car, so, man, he's got to figure it out. Right now, Robert Lynch out there laid down his fastest lap here so far and fastest of the track with a 22:34. Good to see, actually, this actually turned around for Robert Lynch. We've caught him in a few accidents earlier in the year. Daytona, he got caught up. Talladega, he got caught up. And now, you know, he's finally getting his break. With the smaller the track, he seems to be getting a better handle of what's going on, or being able to at least break away. If this thing stays under green, you know, if he ends up having to deal with some lap traffic here, that would be actually the first I've seen here coast to coast of actually a you know, kind of the nose catching the tail here.
Yeah, well, it could definitely happen at this racetrack too. Lots of guys here tonight, and you know, Robert Lynch does have some really good speed in that Simtrax truck right now. Bob Light is not going anywhere though. He's tracking him down. Maybe it's a little bit of a tire game right now, trying to make sure you can keep that speed up, conserve those tires, be there in 10 laps instead of just being there right now. But we see a couple of different lines out of those leaders too. Robert Lynch has taken more of a shortcut line into turn 1, which is typically something I like to do too here at this racetrack. Whereas Bob Light is easing it into the corner, a little higher entry, kind of a little bit more of a diamond effect there, which is probably a little easier on the tires. It'll be interesting to see what happens over the course of the run.
Yeah, definitely to see. And I love how you point that out, because, I mean, it's definitely what you want to see is kind of, I triangulate the turn, you kind of dive toward the inside, but you do see that both are kind of working at this point. Just one of them may be more favorable long run style. And I don't know if, you know, if Bob Light, you know, the winner at Charlotte, you know, if he's got a shot here in that 77 machine to catch Robert Lynch. I think Bob Light's kind of just waiting, and you know, he'll wait and his time will come. Brandon Ishkanyon's got a lot to show there in the 19 Toyota, battling his way toward the front. But right now, I believe our biggest mover, I know there was a pretty good pile up here, is Richard Holland here in the 116. I know he's moved up about 17 positions here so far. Only 15 laps into this thing, so man, if he can really keep on a tear, he should be able to break into the top 10, no problem.
Yeah, big time improvement out of that truck. You see, he's definitely fighting the truck a little bit. He's back in the Hornet's Nest. The 025 there's looking to the inside of him right now. See if he can complete the pass on corner here. Dwayne Simmons. Looks like 116 is going to opt to go ahead and let him by. Live to fight another day.
Yeah, a lot of different drivers out here. I want to kind of keep an eye out on some of these guys who have the same paint job. Ishkanyon, Preston Cranmer has the same kind of paint job. You see, it's kind of that green with that mirror finish. So I like how that looks, you know. So some of these guys do kind of have the same paint there. I don't know if I'm not loading Mike Cranmer here, or if it didn't load in for him. I'm unsure at this point. Let me see how Jeremy Tate's looking. Yep, see? Kind of the same paint there, so that's pretty cool. If one of these guys ends up getting a good finish here, I'd like to talk to him kind of that paint job, because it does say, I believe, Virginia is for lovers on the front of that car there.
Yeah, they're looking nice tonight. You love to see when guys can pull together a nice team effort, little team paint scheme action. Always looks good on the track.
Absolutely, and especially over there at the Racing Revolution League. I know you guys are looking between throwbacks, Hollywood schemes, all sorts of things like that. And I think even a Hollywood scheme coming up. So that would, Halloween. Good Lord. Got that one mixed up. You know, getting those things kind of mashed all to pieces. And getting a good, get good guys trying different paint schemes. It's not always the same white and orange or, a blue and black or something like that. But right now, Robert Lynch dicing his way through some lap traffic here, man.
About to say, not to interrupt you about how awesome those Halloween schemes are going to be, but man, those guys were fighting through some really hairy lap traffic there. It actually cost Bob Light about half a second on the racetrack, as that was, they had to split them 3 wide through the middle. And Bob Light, he got through it clean, which is good, but he did not get through it as well as Robert Lynch did, and it's really extended the lead of the race.
Yeah, and right now he's kind of hanging around some drivers that have been having a lot of trouble. Roland Olson here. Gary Sigelkow was another one he ended up putting down. So right now he's trying to reel in Pat Boyce.
Cautions out here.
Oh, man. So that may work out for some of these guys that are laps down. Man, it's something to think about at this point here. Do you pit?
I think you probably do after that run there. Looks like it's probably the number 70 on exit of 4 here bringing the caution out.
All right, let's go ahead and take a little
But
look
yeah,
here.
I do think you pit here, Patrick. You gotta keep up with the track. We ran a good 15 laps, I think, there on tires, and you're gonna feel it if you don't pit here. You do have the option too, if you pit here, to not pit the rest of the race and play the track position game too. So I think it's no brainer.
All right, man. Well, let's take a look here at kind of what happened during this Malcolm Millwrighting replay here of the cautions. You said 70 car, and I believe as we get going. Oh, Isaac Salas there in the back. You see him? Oh, no. Does he get caught up too? Ooh, no, he almost got away. No. Yeah, Mike Cranmer kind of rolls back down the track and catches the 5 car. Looks like the 37 of Tim Chapman. He got caught too. Boy, that was... I wonder if he just got loose just kind of coming out of that turn there, which was rather unfortunate.
It's hard to tell. I'd have to look at it again here, figure out exactly what happened to him.
Boy, and you want to talk about something interesting to see. Robert Lynch, Richard Holland, and Mike Cranmer did not pit.
Yeah, I don't think that decision's gonna age very well.
Oof. All right. Looks like we've got a couple more drivers coming back down pit road again. I hope this doesn't cost Robert Lynch the race here. He may be gambling on another caution here. If you end up with another caution, maybe I'll pit then. And then, let's say we get another 20-lap run here, 20, 25-lap run. That would be a fantastic time to pit. But whether he can hold off Bob Light, who's only sitting back here in the 4th position, that's hard to say.
Well, I think what's most likely there, Patrick, is he wasn't sure whether he wanted to pit or not. And unfortunately, as a leader, you don't have that benefit of knowing what all the guys behind you are going to do. So he probably made the decision to stay out, thinking a lot of guys would stay out behind him. Looks like he got 3 guys who stayed out behind him, probably significantly less than he was hoping for. And yeah, he's gonna have it in now, just trying to hang on to the lead here. I don't think it's gonna take long with the new tires behind him.
Yep. All right. So, starting us back, Robert Lynch, Richard Holland, Mike Cranmer. Starting 1, 2, and 3. Bob Light will be 4th. Brandon Ishcanyon will be 5th. Doyle Lawrence there in the 6th will be starting with his Ford. Followed by Roland Olson in the 7th. Zach Chapman 8th. Andrew Smith 9th. And Preston Cranmer rounding out the top 10. Preston Cranmer made a little shout out there, if you guys turned in the Pitside podcast, that this was going to be his race here to make it happen, to get his way toward the front. But we'll have to see if any of these other drivers can get it done. I called out Dan McLaren might have another win under his belt here, but he did not make it into the race today. So, there goes one of my fantasy driver out the door. So, Dan McLaren unable to show up for that one. But, man, really another pace lap here by the pace car. Interesting to see how many. This should be the last one here. Should turn the lights off. All right, now Robert Lynch, man, I'm sure he's kind of puckered right now, thinking, oh, man, I didn't pit. A quick caution here, like I said, under a fresh set of tires, might give him a chance to reset, but then I assume you would not pit again, Because I couldn't imagine dialing back and getting in more trouble that you see.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on how many cautions you get here. If you run a good 20 laps, green right here, I think you probably come and pit again. If you get a rash of cautions, this might be your last pit stop of the race if you want to hold on to track position. Just, it's all really up in the air right now, Patrick.
Yeah, definitely. Exactly what you're saying. Definitely something to see here. But we'll give it a shot, man. As Robert Lynch is going to go ahead and try to take this one away again, as he pulls away in the lead. Already a mix-up here with Zach Chapman there toward the outside. Slung way toward the bottom. We'll see if he can... Oh, man, here we go.
Contact further back.
And it looks like
that's definitely a big caution. Good wreck avoidance by most of those guys back there. That could have been big.
Wow. I was going to say, Brandon Ishkanian is going around, man. He was spinning to something fierce. Isaac Salas getting close to, again, another wreck. Definitely, man, if this guy's got a magnet, and he's got it. Let's go ahead and get right to this replay here, brought to you by Malcolm Millwrighting. Here we go. Oof. Yeah, look like the 70 and the 19 collected here. Oh, man.
Not sure if the 19 caught the apron. There's kind of difficult to see from that angle.
I want to find the number 1 car, Joseph Canellis here. And we'll kind of see what happened directly in front of him here. And see if I can get a better angle of what... Because you were thinking maybe he hit the apron. I like your thought. Let's take a look here. We see him up toward the front. Let's see what happens. Oh.
Oh, man. That actually... I mean, it looked like he got caught in the right rear, but there's nobody there, so I'm going to go ahead and put my money on the dreaded lag.
Yeah,
the dreaded net code.
That was not good. It was kind of weird. He drove and then it popped him.
Unless maybe he did get contacted. Let's see here. Oh no, yeah, he's definitely.
Oh.
It's a little bit of net code.
Oh yeah, that's net code, baby. Look at that. He's not even touching him.
Yeah.
Right.
They were gonna make contact either way, I think, but yeah, that's a rough go for those guys. We've had a lot of net code in iRacing lately that hopefully they're working on a fix for. It's affected a lot of races recently, and it's unfortunate when you see it, but you just have to adapt and get used to that at this point and start giving guys just a little extra space out there because you never know how much space you really have right now.
Yeah, especially when you're saying just it everywhere. It's something that is unexpected. It's something that kind of happens where you think you've got it, and then all of a sudden it turns you around here, and that's not what you want. We're kind of Atlanta. I mean, we were here at Atlanta, and we just saw net code after net code after net code. I was with you in Racing Revolution on Wednesdays, and there was a lot of net code there. Just things happened that should have never happened, and here we are, at a well-established track of Richmond, and now all of a sudden, iRacing still has some kinks. Still great racing out here. I can't blame them 100% because right now you've got 32 guys in 32 different places meeting all up at the same time to try to, race in a matter of a fraction of inches here. I can't blame iRacing 100%, but they just need to tighten it up a little bit.
Yeah, generally they do a pretty great job. But yeah, it seems like it's gotten worse lately. Hopefully that's a product of, other improvements that they've made, and it's just something they need to dial in. But in the meantime, yeah, it's something we've seen more of, and it's unfortunate for those guys there. The closer the racing is, typically the better the racing is, and then when you can't be racing that close for fear of having some dramatic contact, it can be a little unfortunate. But what we haven't talked about yet, Patrick, is that Bob Light has made his way up to P2 already after one corner on the restart there. That he is lead destined right now, Patrick, and nobody's going to stop him right now. It's going to be all about what Robert Lynch can do to put himself in a position to recover at this point, I think.
Yeah, really not a great place to be for Robert Lynch. I was saying, man, he's finally got his break. He's getting up front. He's got a chance, and then it just kind of undoes on him here. It's not where you want to be. He's just got so far to go, and whether he can survive or not, we'll have to see. But I don't think it's, like you said, I don't think it's going to be long.
Green flag's back out. Bob Light with a really good restart on the outside actually is going to lead him down into turn 1 and 2, and he is well gone and clear here on exit of 2.
Boy, that was a
Ooh,
squeeze.
got one in the wall. Further back, looks like they're all going to make it through.
All right, going to stick up here with Robert Lynch to kind of see if he can hold him off here. Lowrance now starting to see if he can put the moves on him in the 3 Miller Lite car here. As they're kind of moving around. Come on, Kruns. And the 121 here, trying to see if he can make some moves. Let's rotate back to a couple of guys I see mixing it up. Brendan Lacey, definitely on a tear in that 414. We saw him earlier in the night, definitely being able to really capitalize on the Wingless Warriors and in the 410s, but we're back under caution.
We got a couple of separate wrecks down the back straightaway here. The 747 is involved. Looks like he's going to take it immediately to pit road here.
Yeah, it looks boy, that looks like a lot of damage here.
And pretty hard contact for that truck.
Ouch. Well,
yeah, that one's seen better days, Patrick.
If there's a fast repair, man, now would be the time to use it.
Without a doubt.
All right, let's rotate back here to the 747 of Roger Craig and kind of see if he was... Yeah, let's kind of see what you're saying here. This does kind of multiply a good bit here. Let's take a look here at the 747. Oof.
Get one in the fence. Comes down. Nowhere to go. And that's a major impact.
Yeah, it goes from there, and then it kind of keeps going.
Yeah, they continue to wreck down here as they try to avoid. Then we have another wreck down into turn 3 as well. Yeah, that's a tough spot for everyone to be in. Richmond's one of those tracks. It's kind of like a self-cleaning track. You think like Dover, except when you hit that inside wall down the back straightaway, a lot of times it'll kick the car right back across the racetrack, and things can get pretty sketchy pretty quickly.
Yeah. Yep. And it looks like Steven Bixler might be in it on this one. Kind of who hit the wall here. Let's take another look at it full speed.
It's trying to carry a little too much speed. Oof.
Oh,
yeah, that's...
man.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely don't want to be going back up the track here at Richmond. There's nowhere to really escape once he does.
I mean, obviously it's his mistake that gets him in the situation to begin with, but once you're in this spot here, I mean, you're kind of along for the ride. No amount of holding brakes or anything is going to keep you from coming back across the track, so it's just tough.
Yeah, that you were right, man. We got a lot of cars starting to go some laps down here. If I am not mistaken, I believe Robert Lynch has gone ahead and checked into pit on lap 35, and now he's going to actually be starting back here in the 19th position. Right now, as to coin a phrase from an old, broadcaster, right now he's in the danger zone. At this point, there's in a single car with a truck around him with a straight panel that is around his truck right now, especially being the fastest on the track. With a 22:34, man, that is not where you want to be here toward the back. So maybe another, favorable wreck in front of him to fight toward the front, or does he have another have anything up his sleeve that, like Bob Light, to battle his way toward the front?
Well, I've been known to make bad strategy calls from time to time, so definitely don't take my word as gospel here. But if I'm Robert Lynch there, I want to wait a little bit longer before I pit. I mean, I know I'm on a tire deficit. That's not going to go away unless you come down and put tires on the truck. But, I mean, those guys only have a couple of laps of fresher tires than he does. So he's basically giving up all of his track position to be pretty much even on tires. So it's going to be really difficult for him to make his way back up through this field. Those first 9 spots into the top 10 may be relatively easy, but those spots working his way from 10th to 1st are going to be difficult to come by. And then, as you said, you have all the wrecks you may have to avoid too. I would have liked to see him wait a little longer here.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be tough here. What I'm looking at so far is Lowrance here. He ended up with a 9.8 second pit stop back on lap 22 when Bob Light was there for 14.5 seconds. So we'll see if that kind of comes into play as well. If he only took right side tires, whether that's going to hold up here at Richmond. But as way we go, Bob Light takes away another green flag restart here, and he gets to go ahead and pull away. Lowrance here right behind him. Andrew Smith in the 79. And Zach Chapman, we talked to him before, has broken into the top 5, hanging here for that 4th position. But we'll see if Preston Cranmer has got anything for him in the 07s. He's coming up quick behind in that Chevrolet.
It seems all the white trucks are working their way to the front of the pack here.
Yeah, it seems to be. Looks like Preston Cranmer. He seems to kind of file in where he needs to be. You can definitely tell where all his teammates are with the same paint job that are behind him. Brendan Lacey looking toward the inside in the 414.
Got one around the back straightaway and then 911, but it looks like no caution for that one.
All right,
we're going to continue on here as he pulls himself off the track.
All right, Jason Sams must have survived.
Oh, and right there on the screen, 02 gets turned around right in front of everybody, and they're going to pile in.
No, Robert Lynch, look, there he goes. He squeaked. He squeaked by.
Oh, man. One coming in real late there. Robert Lynch makes it through. That's what he needed right there.
That is exactly what he needed, was a lucky caution and a lucky wreck. All right, well, we'll see where that puts him farther down the track here. But we're saying have to see where this kind of originated from. The 2 car looked like he went around first.
I believe it was the 02. It was difficult to see the number on the side of the truck, but I believe that's who it was.
Oh, let's take a look here. Right behind Preston Cranmer here, Brandon Lacey in the... Let's see. Ooh.
Yeah.
Brandon Lacey catches him.
Little help. Nice move to the outside by the 2, just barely getting around that one.
Yeah, let me see if we can stay back here on Preston Cranmer before this gets away from me too far here. These guys are definitely starting to mix up on the track.
These guys are just running each other over, trying to figure out which direction to go.
70.
Is he coming back up the track? Is he sliding down the track? Is he going to get hit and come back up the track?
Yep. Oh, here comes Robert Lynch. He's like, just stay. Just sit. Sit. 41 to 68. No.
Oh, man. And then the 25 is going to squeak by down there on the bottom. And for Robert Lynch, there comes the 75 in. He just wanted to be part of it, I think. But, Robert Lynch, unfortunately, he didn't pick up as many spots during that as I thought he did. It looks like he's in 13th. So, I mean, he picked up 6 spots there during that green flag run, picked a couple up in the accident. I thought he was a little further ahead after that. So, I mean, definitely still great news for him, but not quite as much of an advantage as I had guessed on first watch.
Yeah, we'll definitely see where he ends up. I'm showing maybe about 11th position right now. Robert Lynch is sitting. Yeah, like you said, hopefully he'll be able to get another shot here toward the front. I think a few other guys are peeling off coming down pit road at this point, trying to kind of square it away. Looks like Mike Cranmer, Roger Craig are now back down pit again. They will probably be out of fast repairs here, so definitely got to keep an eye out for that. Gary Sigelkow, he's out here in the 21st, so he's still surviving out there. I want to see where the 2 ended up. Christopher Berger here. Looks like he survived. He did not come down pit. He was the one who got the contact with Preston Cranmer slid up. And I know, sure Preston Cranmer, he's probably fuming right now from what happened on that one.
Well, so we're quickly approaching the point of no more pitting, I think, Patrick. With 30 laps to go, unless we have a good 10-lap run here, I think we might be finishing this race with the tires that are on the truck already.
Yeah, maybe kind of suicide, like you were saying, taking a much later pit at this point. I think, even if we have multiple caution after caution, you just have to stay out unless there's just, damage that you just absolutely can't continue. But, but that's just going to, start increasing, kind of the level of difficulty at this point for the drivers in the back getting their way up to the front. I mean, you got like Dwayne Simons here in 6th place in the 25 Toyota. He's surviving. He's up 21 positions. I mean, Lowrance here, we saw him in the 2nd position. He's up 20 positions from where he was. Tim Chapman, these guys decide not to qualify, and here Tim Chapman is here in the 7th position. So hopefully, like I said, I was kind of hoping for Zach and Tim Chapman and these guys to break up here into the top 5. Tim is the only one lacking off that one. He's just got to get a couple more spots and he'll have it. But this is going to be a heck of a run here out of the front. We'll see if Bob Light can get a multiple win here for the year.
We'll keep an eye on Doyle here, too. He had a pretty good restart last time. Let's see what he gets this time.
All right, green flag is out, and away we go. Really, definitely a split decision here at the line. Bob Light taking the inside here, but Rob, man, what are you seeing here, bud?
I like the outside if you can stay next to the car. There he goes. He's to the outside of Bob Light here. You can make a pass on the outside if you can just pin him down. If you could just stay there, you get the momentum on corner exit. This is a good position for the 3 truck if he can just hold on a little longer. Entry to 1's a little difficult. Looks like he's going to lose it there. He's going to have to fall in line.
Yeah, definitely. It's something to see and something to keep in mind on these trucks. You're trying to ride on that outside. So, you know, with almost no weight in the rear end of these cars and then trying to sling it on the outside. You saw it kind of sidestep him there a little bit coming out of 4 on the last go-round. It just wasn't able to stay collected. And that's why I was asking about that 2-tire pit stop. If he took right side tires, he could survive out here with the rest of them. I've actually seen using worn tires on the left side will actually assist in cornering.
It will for a little period of time. After a while, it just hurts all the way around. But in a short run, taking right side tires only a lot of times help loosen, in this case, the truck. Loosen the truck up a little bit and help that corner entry in mid-corner. But long run, you're definitely going to feel the effects of that decision.
Yeah, and right now hoping for a long run is Bob Light as he's already broken away by over almost a second here. Getting away from the field, man, this is really making it happen. Zach Chapman in second. Lowrance is now falling back to third, but another caution is out. And it looks like Olsen may be in this one again. Oop. I don't know. I think he may have taken that one.
Take it. Yeah, yes. Take it straight to pit road there.
Yep. So that must have been a really bad one, but we're going to rotate that one back and have another peek at what happened here. To see once again, to see if something kind of bent up here. Said Mark Gilbert and Roland here got into it.
Gets in a little too hot.
48 down to 76. Oh, man. Right in front of Roger Craig, too.
Man.
747 has just been a magnet tonight.
Yeah, and that one's not his fault there. But doesn't much matter. You're going to have a lot of damage from that one.
Boy. Well, at least I can say at least it's short track racing. You know,
that it is.
One is short track racing. We should expect to kind of bump and bang and smash each other to pieces. And, aerodynamics isn't that bad. But, man, when you start getting in the turn, that right front's bent up. It just puts more and more and more pressure on that right front. But interesting to see. Lowrance is coming down pit road right now.
Yeah, I think if you're Doyle Lowrance, I think that's the right call if what you want to do is win this race. I think whatever his strategy was and the pace he had in that truck was just not enough to win this race. We saw him be able to compete there for the first lap and then start falling back. I think he was in third by the time the caution had come out. He just didn't have the pace. So I think it's a good move there for the 79 of Smith as well. If you're out here points racing, then maybe you don't make that decision. But if you want the checkered flag tonight, I kind of like this call. I don't think you can pit later than this, though, Patrick. I think this is kind of your last opportunity to pit and have a chance to do anything with it. So we'll see how far up they can make their way through the field.
Yeah, I was going to ask you because you said, man, that was kind of their last chance to pit. But here we are almost, 4 or 5 laps later. And we got guys heading down pit road at this point. Really kind of a pucker moment at this point. Preston Cranmer in the 07 Chevrolet is the last one on the lead lap at this point. He's got to be excited about that, getting his way back, fighting toward the front after that last tangle up there. Hopefully he'll be able to kind of survive and be able to put, more pressure on the front of this field. I'd like to see him do a lot better, but I think just a lot of issues are happening in front of him. And I expect, I'm probably going to call this one, and I know he's going to be in my ear. Isaac Salas and Brennan Lacey are kind of right next to each other here for 11 and 12. I think there's going to be a problem here. These two guys definitely don't like giving an inch. They're definitely tough dirt racers, and having them both out here on asphalt here at Richmond, this is going to be a tangle up here for the 5 of Isaac Salas and the 414 of Brennan Lacey.
Well, and they're back here in 11th and 12th. I mean, they are back in the middle of the storm. I mean, there's nowhere to hide. There's nowhere to go when you're back 11th, 12th on one of these restarts here, especially late in the race. I mean, there's no doubt we're not done with cautions at this point, Patrick. We're going to have a lot more contact, probably some more wrecks, maybe some hurt feelings before the end of this thing. But one thing I do know is it's definitely going to be entertaining.
Yeah, talk about entertaining. You have any idea where Robert Lynch is?
He has made his way back up to the 7th position, which is pretty good. I'd like to be a couple spots higher up than that, I think, if I were him right now. But he's definitely still in it.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's what I was saying. Look, he is in the 7th position. He's got just under 20 laps to get it done. He still has time. So I mean, I don't think a top 5 is out of the question at this point. But yes,
Well, I think the win's still on the table here right now, and with where he's at and the speed that he showed early in this race.
Yeah, well, last week Zach Chapman was in the lead before being accidentally turned around by the 88 of Dan McLaren. Zach Chapman has the chance here to make it happen again, but man, he's got Bob Light there right next to him, and really, I call him the asphalt angel. He kind of knows exactly what to do, where to be, where to avoid. He's got it, and he's got this thing held together. But he's going to go ahead and bring us away to another green flag start here, putting Zach Chapman way behind him there. So Zach Chapman's going to have to change his lane, block easy there for Christopher Berger to go ahead and hold that 2 car back and see if he can go ahead and now hold Bob Light to himself to get around that 77.
Yeah, not the best restart there for Chapman. He wanted to be a little closer alongside on entry. We got one going around exit of turn 4. We got the 1 truck around.
Yeah, it looks like Joseph Canellis got around, and I did see a lap truck up in the pile. I think some people were trying to kind of pass there, and I don't know if that kind of accordioned its way back. That did look kind of ugly.
Yeah, it looked like that may have had an effect as everyone was trying to get around.
Oh, man. And you and I...
Or maybe not. Or maybe not.
I was going to say, as you and I are looking at it here, here we go. Getting into turn 3
not.
here.
Yeah, 96.
Decided he wanted that spot better. So Jackson Lomax here in his 96 Toyota. But the 1 kind of holds it together here.
Yeah, he's... Yeah.
Oh, and then the 79, I think, kind of finishes the deal. Andrew Smith here.
Yeah, I mean, it's difficult, man. You get run over on corner entry like that, you gather it up, and then the car is on whatever trajectory it's on, right? I mean, you can either save the car or you can drive the car and put it where you want it on the track. You can't really do both. And looks like once he gets it straightened out, he's right in the path of the 79 and ends up with another shot. Unfortunately, he didn't end up with much damage there. Really wasn't his fault, but
yeah,
that's what we're talking about.
Yeah, I want to keep in mind, did you see that Lowrance actually saw that wreck happen in front of him and was able to sneak around there? But I also want you to keep in mind that, Lowrance here, he's in 14th position with another just under 8-second pit stop. So he's short pit again.
Not sure what you would have pit for there. Looks like he didn't really lose any spots for it either.
Well, he pit back with Andrew Smith and Nick Vickery, and we were thinking, all right, this is a good call. Now time to come in, throw on 4 tires and fuel. But it seems he is short pit again. Left sides and just fuel.
Makes me wonder if he didn't catch the wall when we weren't looking or something and decided to bring it down, take a fast repair and some tires or something there. Just interesting.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, like you said, interesting. I don't know. We'll have to see if that works out for him. He was up there battling in the 3rd position, decided to pit, but didn't completely pit, I guess. But that's okay. Hey, who knows? I could be turned on my head here in a little bit if he decides to pull out a win here tonight. But
well, Patrick, don't look now. Who's in 5th place?
Oh yeah, Robert Lynch right there, man. He's making it happen. I don't want to dupe him now because man, he's really making it happen. He's
I don't believe in the broadcaster's curse, Patrick. Put the Simtrax truck up on the screen. He's making moves.
Oh yeah, man. Well, he's definitely trying. He's got a lot of these Coast2Coast guys around him, man. He's really he puts on a hurt. He can figure out where he needs to be. It's just like super speedways. It's not anything against Robert Lynch. He's just Wrong place, wrong time. Same as Isaac Salas. But Isaac Salas, after a few bang-ups, here he is in the 10th position. So Isaac Salas is going to hopefully get that squared away. I talked to him, I believe, a couple weeks ago. They're talking about getting him a sweet paint scheme, so we'll see how that comes out in the following weeks. Actually, Roger Craig said a little bit before that they are looking to launch another NASCAR series on Thursday nights. So we'll see how that comes together. That'll be pretty exciting. We have the World Outlaw Finals coming up, man. Dude, that is going to be a wild set of races that we have coming up there. The World Finals from Dirt Track Bank, all registration fees and everything else that you pay to get in actually go to the Mission 22 Foundation. That goes against the veteran suicide kind of awareness sort of thing they have going on out there. But, man, it is going to be a blast. Every single night will be broadcast as 7 days and $1,500 up for grabs for all the racers out there joining. If you guys haven't signed up, make sure you sign up. C2CRL.com, man. Guys, get in there. If you like 360s, just sign up for the 360s. If you like 358s, just sign up for the 358s. If you just like pro models, same thing. If you like all three, I'm telling you, they even work out a deal where it's even cheaper if you do all three, and then you'll be able to get that done. But right away, we got Bob Light lining back up for another fantastic restart. Zach Chapman's going to door him there a little bit. I don't blame him for that. Try to slow him down and see if we can get back underway.
Yeah, well, they have a little bit of heat in these tires. They're spinning the tires on the restarts now. These restarts aren't quite as easy as they were on those on those new tires, I should say. So we'll see if Chapman has the pace that he needs in order to run him down if we get some green flag laps. But on the restarts, it seems like he's been struggling in that outside line a little bit.
Yeah, speaking of outside line, Brandon Ishcanyon, we saw him get turned around, I believe, here by the two, where these guys ended up banging before the first time. Ishcanyon's now fought his way to the 3rd and 4th position here. Ooh, boy. Good camera
They better
angle
keep
there.
an eye on that truck behind him because he's not going to waste any time with these guys. He knows he has a little bit fresher tires. He knows he has more pace, and he needs to get around them now if he's going to have a shot at winning this race. He's got to make a desperate move, and he's got to do it quick.
Yeah, we're definitely keeping an eye out there for Robert Lynch. We kind of see him dive into that turn a little too early there, and he's got to be careful hitting the bottom of that apron. I definitely see him going. Here it comes.
There it goes. 3 wide, move to the bottom.
He dumped
Oh,
it.
man.
He came down.
Nice save.
Get out, get out, get out. Break. Yes. Oh, my God.
Well, at least he didn't end up with too much damage.
Oh, my
We have no caution out here. The green flag is still out.
Wow.
We are still green. Yeah, I wouldn't be too happy about that one, Patrick. But we continue on.
What in the world just happened?
I said a desperate move, and that was a desperate move. That one was never on. He never had a chance of making that one stick. It just took him out.
But Robert Lynch is now dialed all the way back to the 7th position here. He had to kind of really hammer the brakes to not get nailed there. But sent him all the way to the back. I know Tim Chapman, I thought he was right behind him. He's sent back all the way to 17th. So now, once again, he's got his work cut out for him again. Just look at how much turn exit he's got here.
Yeah, he still has tons of pace in the truck, but unless we get a caution here, his chances are over. Zach Chapman, meanwhile, up front is he's not reeling Bob Light in, but Bob's not driving away from him either. I mean, he's very much there. One mistake from Bob, and Zach Chapman could still have an opportunity to win this race.
Yeah, battle heating up here between Isaac Salas and Christopher Berger here for the 4th position. Isaac Salas definitely has the favorable inside line, but can he go ahead and walk up on him? No slide jobs here in dirt, but man, really a good move there by Isaac Salas in the 05. He's secured 4th, but for how long? Because that 2 car is definitely starting to push him down the backstretch.
Yeah, Salas, big time move. Last time we checked, he'd been making his way through the field, so it seems like we've seen that a few times now so far this season out of him, that he gets caught up in an unfortunate circumstance, takes him a little bit of time, works his way back to the front. I think kind of feels like his time is coming for one of these race wins.
Yeah,
May not be tonight without a caution, though.
Yeah, definitely, for sure. Isaac Salas right there with the 23.03 on his last lap. Crosses the line here with a 23.08, so he's staying very, very consistent out there so far. Berger is falling off. Well, look at Robert Lynch sliding up the inside. So here we go again. See if he can hold this inside line with 3 to go. I know he definitely wants to see
Someone tell the 2 truck to watch the left rear quarter panel, because here he comes.
All right, Robert Lynch trying to take a peek here toward the inside, trying to see if he can break back into the top 5. for the third time tonight. Yeah, I'd ride
complete the
probably a
pass
little
here.
higher on that turn there. See if you could hold that 2 up onto the turn, but it's triangulated. And now a 2 of Christopher Berger's going to take a peek toward the inside. Looks like Robert Lynch kind of kissed it off the wall there just a little bit, but he's going to sneak on around. Now he's got the 5 in his sight, so Isaac Salas now going to have a mirror full under the last lap. Bob Light kind of squeezing away here by half a second off Chapman. And that may go ahead and do it. Robert Lynch is making the moves here so far. Bob Light swinging away for the win. Zach Chapman still second place finish. Awesome job by him. Bob Light, Zach Chapman. Let's see how Isaac Salas holds out. And he does. So Isaac Salas gets a 4th place. Robert Lynch in 5th. Still not too bad. You lead the race. You know, you get through a bunch of cautions, and then he survives. You know, Brennan Lacey, 414. He comes in 7th. Not too bad. Not too bad. All right, we'll have our results up here in just a second after we go ahead and get everybody dialed in here.
Yeah, nice, classy move there. Robert Lynch apologized to Brandon there post-race for the contact into 3. Nice to see that those guys are showing each other a little respect. Apology post-race. I'm sure he would have rather not had to have had the apology given to him, but you know, it definitely always helps when somebody's willing to let you know, hey, you know, that one was my fault.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd rather somebody call out and say, you know, I messed up. I shouldn't have done that, but you know, at least you got that peace of mind. You know, you don't, because next thing you want to do is have a vendetta against the guy coming to the next race of, well, I think he dumped me on purpose. You know, and that's all I can think about is, you know, he's mine. You know, next time I see that car, it's over. So, good. You know, hopefully those guys, like I said, can work those kind of things out and be able to get squared away. Up on the screen, everybody, there are your results here for tonight. Fantastic race by everyone out there so far, and we're gonna go ahead and get this wrapped up here. See if we can find our top 3 finishers here so far. Right off the bat. Right off the bat, once again. We've got Steven Goldner up here. And, Steven, you got a copy on me here, bud?
Yeah, I do.
Man, what a race it was here tonight. You come away with a 410 win, and here you are with a 3rd place finish on the asphalt. 29 positions up. You decide not to qualify. How was the racing out there tonight?
Oh, I actually tried to qualify. I spun out my first lap coming out of 4 and backed in the wall, and I didn't get a qualifying lap at all because I was hitting the wall across the checkered or across the start finish line. So, you know, we had to start deep, but tried to keep our nose clean the best we could. It was a little tough early, but you know, we ended up using both our faster pairs fairly early, and then just kind of limped it on, you know, through the field. Good pit strategy there to get some fresh tires at a good time, and you know, we had a pretty good truck until, you know, the last couple laps we were pretty tight when the tires burned off. But it was a lot of fun for, you know, one of my first times racing in NASCARs.
All right, man. Well, definitely excited to see you out here. I hope to see you from the following weeks. Like I said, we've got the World Finals coming up next week. So I don't think we're going to be running any NASCARs for that time. Man, still fantastic job out of you tonight. Really a 3rd place finish and a win here tonight. Go ahead and give me your shout-outs and let's get you wrapped up, bud.
Yeah, I got to thank all the Vanderbilt guys again. You know, everything they do is great. Ross over at Velocity Race Designs, Alex at ABR Setup Shops, Fitz Perfect Photography, Wegman Brothers, Wild.com, Dirt Doctor Trucking. I'm not sure who the title sponsor is, but I appreciate them stepping up and sponsoring the truck series. Roger, everyone for the broadcast, and everyone for the league.
All right, man. A fantastic job tonight. Steven Goldner, 30 in the 30 truck tonight, going ahead and bringing home a 3rd place finish. Good job, bud.
Thanks a lot.
All right, buddy, there's Steve Goldner. We're going to rotate immediately right up to Zach Chapman. We talked to him earlier in the run here tonight, and really he had it. It was almost there, but just wasn't able to pull out the win. Zach Chapman, boy, a lot better than last week, huh?
Yeah, man. I'll take a podium any day, especially to somebody like Bob Light. He knows how to get around here.
Yeah, definitely. Man, he had a lot of fast times and seemed to get it going. What was he doing different that kind of changed up the way you thought about, kind of conquering this track here?
It's almost like you were just sitting in there listening to me and him talk, because I told him on the first run I burned up my right front pretty bad. And when I got to get him behind him, I noticed how he was lifting a little earlier going into 1 and 2 and doing a little more of an arc. And when I was following him, I could tell on the long run. Well, I was keeping up with him for the most part, but I didn't burn up the tire near as bad. So that's getting to shadow somebody like him. I mean, that was worth 1,000 laps.
Yeah, definitely a favorable run there with him. Definitely, I'm sure you would have liked to run him down. I know him and Robert Lynch were trying to give it a hell of a shot, but it's still a tough hill to climb. Hopefully, we'll be able to see this going. But man, we got Soup Week coming up. We got the World Finals coming up. So I think we might be off for NASCAR next week, man. So hopefully, you guys will be able to rest up and get squared away on that one. Go ahead and give me your shout outs here, bud. Let's get this. Let you celebrate the second place finish.
Yeah, thanks, man. Shout out to you. You do a great job up here. I appreciate it, Patrick. And Rob, I see you sitting in here. We appreciate everything you guys do. Shout out to my dad, of course, for throwing in the money there to broadcast this. Roger, of course, for putting everything together. Cool Ray, Cooling and Heating. Andy's such a great guy. Runs one of the best cooling companies in North America. Don't forget, too, if you ever need a T-shirt, hat, anything, hit up Aiden Young Gun Creations. He does a great job, and he also does awesome paints.
All right, man, dude. I was going to say, you had it going there. I was going to let you take away the rest of the show.
He's done this before, Patrick. Clearly, this
my
is not
dad will
his
tell
first
you.
go.
I definitely got the gift of gab. It gets quite annoying.
All right, man. Well, you definitely deserve it, especially with the podium finish tonight, bud. But we'll let you go. We'll talk to you in a couple weeks.
Yep. Take it easy. Congrats, Bob.
All righty. And as he said, congrats, Bob. That will be our race winner here tonight. Really, Bob did it. We've seen him win before, but he wins again. Bob, you win again here, bud, and now a multiple race winner. How's it feeling so far?
Feels pretty good. I don't know where Dan was tonight, but I appreciate him. Dan won that one.
Yeah, definitely. You were one of my top 3 picks to win here at Richmond on the Pitside podcast, man. You got it done out there tonight, and definitely started teaching some of these other guys out there on the track kind of how to race here at Richmond. Was this just kind of a walk in the park for you?
No, not really. I got a break when I came into pit that a lot of people followed me, so I didn't lose much track position. But Zach was breathing down my neck that whole last run. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, definitely a battle. Who was Robert Lynch? Kind of in your mind, one of your toughest guys out here tonight. I know he was definitely trying to fight his way back from the back. I guess not pitting. Was he a big factor this race?
Absolutely. I had my eye on the relative screen watching him come up when he was in, I think, 5th on that last restart. That was a little spooky.
Yeah, he was definitely he was hammering it through, man. I think he did not want to be in the back of that pile after those few cautions. He was able to squeak out of a few of them. And, of course, the farther up front you guys are, the easier it is. But, man, it was still tough driving by a lot of those drivers up front. Man, really, what was the secret to getting around here? I mean, you can't tell me it's because Dan McLaren wasn't here.
Well, the thing about this place is you just got to go easy on your tires early. I mean, we had a lot of cautions, so they didn't get real hot. But that last green flag run, just going easy on your tires the first few laps, so they don't go away on you at the end.
All right, man. I'm fairly certain if I'm reading right, you were the NASCAR and GT3 champion here in the Coast2Coast Racing League.
Yeah, road racing is my thing.
Whew. All right, man. Well, we'll leave it at that, man, because obviously what I just saw tonight, obviously there must be something to go along with it. You obviously know exactly what you're doing out here at Richmond. Fantastic job tonight, Bob. Dude, go ahead and give me your shout-outs here.
Yeah, thanks, Patrick. I'd just like to thank the league for putting these races on, and Tim Chapman for sponsoring this series, and you guys for doing the broadcast.
All right, Bob, man, fantastic. Like I said, I even use you in my social media shorts with your wreck avoidance and how you drive and things like that. I am thoroughly impressed with that 77 Toyota. Fantastic job tonight, bud. We'll catch you after the World Final week.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, everybody, and that is brought to you by Cool Ray Heating and Plumbing for the victory lane here. They're really a great Great battle by a lot of these drivers up here so far. We're able to get it done. We're able to push their way toward the front, and Robert Lynch still able to fire his way up there for a top 5. But awesome job by all these drivers here tonight. Final thoughts, Rob, on you.
Well, it was a pretty good race, Patrick. Obviously, Robert Lynch missing out on that first pit road opportunity. Ended up making a great recovery out of that, but wasn't able to make his way back to the front. But regardless of that, Bob Light put on a really great race, dominated the race, really. Even if Robert Lynch was able to get there, Bob Light was going to be really difficult to pass. So, Bob Light, from start to finish, earned the win tonight. Nobody else really showed that they had the opportunity to beat him tonight. Zach Chapman put on a really great second-place performance. He can definitely be proud of, but Bob Light owned the night. I think that's what we really had to take away from it tonight.
All right, man. Excellent job. Cool Ray Hometown Heroes is tomorrow, guys. Fix 305, 360, and the 358 big blocks. Don't forget to tune into them. And once again, guys, the Dirt Track Bank World Finals. The qualifiers start very, very, very soon. You guys have got to get on the ball on this to go ahead and get qualified for this. Starting the 21st will be your first qualifier, and the 22nd will be the second qualifier. After that, then we're going to start kind of squeezing each other together and start kind of the elimination round. So guys, start getting, kind of cue in here of what we got coming up for the Dirt Track Bank. C2CRL is where you guys are going to find it. Have no fear. There's still time. You can squeeze in, but time is running out very, very, very quickly. Thank you again here from Simtrax Broadcasting. Don't forget to check us at simtraxbroadcasting.com, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch, along with Instagram, everything you can think of. I'm out there, even a Twitter. You want to tell me I'm doing great? That'd be awesome. You tell me to do bad, keep it to yourself. All right, anyway, guys.
There you go.
Anyway, I appreciate you guys joining me here tonight. We'll catch up with you later. I believe tomorrow is Wednesday. So we'll be at Road America with the Racing Revolution League. Robert Rader trying to see if he can hold as a Champion 1 defender for the Racing Revolution League.
We can't find a wall to go and park it in tomorrow night, Patrick. That's the plan.
All right, well, you got over 12 turns to figure out which one. I'm sure you selected one before you joined me here tonight. But once again, thank you guys. Appreciate it. Be well, be kind, be safe. Bye, guys.